Yep.
We've been caught by this before.
I'm gonna continue struggling with his bag while we're doing that.
You struggle with your bag. That's not an issue, mate.
His bag of balls.
My bag of balls.
Oh, we're live on Twitch.
You can struggle with your ball bag of all you want.
I struggle with my bag of blue muffins.
We're scheduled to go live on YouTube.
We seem to be live on YouTube on my screen. It does seem to be using.
We're live now.
It does seem to be using the Terraria thumbnail, which is worrying.
Fuck.
Oh, we messed
Right, I'll start downloading the game.
Fuck, let's all play Terraria.
Everybody.
I don't know how.
We gotta fight them in more.
Doesn't matter, you're getting thrown in the deep end, you're fighting a boss that'll kill you in one
Hold my
hit.
hand.
You can come with me instead.
My hand.
Hold my hand and run when I say run.
Hold my hand, keep holding my hand.
I need to replace it with another picture. Do we want cheese balls or a big tree?
Cheese balls.
Cheese balls. It has to be cheese balls.
Cheese ball.
Yeah.
Cool. It's now a singular photo of a large cheese ball.
Excellent.
Oh yeah.
Amazing.
We're all stroking the pip up.
Let me log into
Hello,
Twitch.
welcome to our live D&D stream.
Hello, welcome. Yes. As we sort out the live videos.
They sort out what's
Yeah.
happening in a
And we're
minute.
just fighting over.
Oh, actually, I know what it should be. It should be the screenshot I just took that was of Matt clutching his chest.
Oh, please.
Please zoom in
Oh,
on
that
Matt
will
though.
bring in the views.
Yeah.
Zoom in on just Matt.
There might be people expecting different stuff, but
Matt with my concerned look.
Yeah, holding my pip up.
Okay, that should be it changed.
God damn it.
Okay, so as we wait for the photos to change and upload, how's everybody feeling about another in-person D&D?
I'm terrified.
Good, you all
Yeah,
should.
guys,
It's not-
Is it really in
person?
That is cheese balls.
It is a big cheese ball, yeah.
That
I've
is a
used
big
that
cheese
photo
ball.
for a start.
But at the end of the day, is it really in person?
It could be considered semi-in-person.
No, we can't use that word.
I absolutely can.
what?
Dangerous things happen.
You
So-
just said the semi.
As we
Oh, right.
as we finish setting up the stream, hopefully that picture does change and we're not stuck with a cheese ball for the entirety, although I do wonder if more people will click on it. Adventures in Greydrop, giant cheese ball.
It'd be kind of nuts if it was just a cheese ball this whole entire
It
time.
ends how it starts.
And that's
It
how
would
it
track
starts.
as well.
So,
And that's how I met your mother.
as we settle in for our traditional recap, take it away.
Last time, Lubnub, Stan, and Zoax finished up their business with a White Death and proceeded to give some parenting advice. Meanwhile, Nyla Ferry had decided to fuck with the entire party by sending them on a wild goose chase that took hours to get them back to where they started and then not even give them any more information.
Yeah.
As she sent them to the castle where she had an important meeting with Tommen.
2 spell slots. 2 spell slots.
She then sent them to the pub where she went after she got bored of waiting for the party after 1 hour, which I'm pretty sure was at midnight.
No, it was a little earlier than midnight. It was sundown, but it was a little earlier than midnight.
Regardless, she got bored after 1 hour because we had went to bed because we had just finished fighting the White Death.
Mm-hmm.
You had to be there.
You had to be there.
Straight
And then
cool.
after
And
we
for
had...
those people that weren't there, you didn't have to be there. Please watch the episode about the White Death. I believe it's called Ballistic Ballistas.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, we got sent from the castle to a random pub where she had went to have a drink, only to discover she had left with Torek and had sent us back to Ariadne's. I'm pretty sure we got back to Ariadne's before we got a message.
No, you all went to the pub, heard that you were supposed to be sent back to Ariadne's, and then Zuak bit the bullet and spent a spell slot.
I spent
No.
2 spell slots. I spent 2.
I don't think that was entirely correct because I'm pretty sure Nyla messaged us first because the message
I don't believe you
No.
have message.
No, I didn't message anyone.
It was me. I have sent it.
Okay, well
I had
Zuak,
no need to tell you guys where I was.
Zuax called her out
Life
to
messages.
which messages, sure we'll call them that. But
Instructions.
I
She
have
left
messages.
instructions.
she left instructions. I will be happy to
Breadcrumbs,
accept.
some would say.
Breadcrumbs lead you somewhere. You give us a run around.
For a little training, maybe.
But Zuax eventually called her out using sending,
Mhm.
to which she was like, "Oh, I've found myself in some sort of dungeon, but don't worry, I'm not in danger. But I'm probably going to be in danger, but I'm not telling you where I am on purpose.
Yes.
Goodbye." And Zuax was like, "No, none of that. Where are you?" It turned out she had joined. What was the dwarf's name exactly?
What was his name exactly? Does that mean you have a rough idea?
Something dwarfish.
Say the estimate.
Zuri.
Zuri.
Dwarfish.
That's dwarfish. Zuri had invited Nyla to join him going into the sewers for some sort of meeting he was invited to. The same meeting that Lubnub and Stan had sent essentially one of the strongest militaries in the world to go capture, assuming there was going to be higher ranking members of the cult there.
Yes.
Briefly avoiding disaster with Torik's ability to walk through walls. We pulled them out of there, was like, yeah, nah, don't do that. We then went back to the castle and interrogated the people we caught in that, only to discover that everyone but Nicholas was just a random person who'd been brought in for initiation, and they all knew nothing except for Nicholas.
Very unfortunate.
Who did tell you a good amount of stuff?
He did pass on a lot of good information.
After very intensive interrogation techniques.
After his feet were tickled and his pictures sold on online sites.
He's on WikiFeet as we speak. And Zuak did start that website in this universe.
I did. Canonically.
He just walks around with Polaroids of people's feet asking, do you want to see
We
it?
Zax also has his weird elephant or turtle feet up on it as well, if anyone wants to see that.
Yeah, so after another episode of actual cop, bad cop, and I don't know what these two would be called in terms of
Mental
like
cop.
morally acceptable cop,
Sadomasochist.
mentally ill cop.
So yeah.
After that, we kind of reconvened and discussed the possibility of another interrogation, I believe.
Yes, another. And that went off, kind of, where Nyla went off, asked about it, and that person knew nothing.
Useless.
Yeah.
So, we continue off, as I believe there was some mention of someone who had wet trousers to attend to. Piss pants?
Nah.
Some people
Piss
have been
yourself?
calling them.
Ah, yes.
No, it was Stan.
I don't know why you kept on coughing there as well. I don't know
Sorry,
what's
yeah.
happening. Like,
I have a cough.
Get it together. Because
I feel like
this is a
something should
professional
be
show.
I'm sorry I'm distracting you all with my cough.
It's a
By
professional
the way-
show.
Oh, that was a suspicious something's going on here.
There
kind
was
of
a,
thing.
that there was like
I'm sorry.
Again, I think you weren't trying to cough
No, I
too
wasn't.
loudly,
Yeah.
but that in itself it just sounded like you were trying
I
to
was just
signal
trying not to
someone
go
to do
to
something.
lean into the microphone and cough as loud as.
I was
genuinely-
looking around.
To
like,
be
who's
fair, we
getting-
can sell that type of content
who's
online.
getting,
Yeah.
So definitely don't give it for
summons
free.
here.
I
No,
thought
no.
you
Whose
were
code is
literally
this?
No, no.
about to pull up your own blade like it happened last year.
That's what I was ready for as well. I was like, who are you signaling right
No,
now?
I'm
That
terribly
was
sorry.
great.
Which one of us is getting hit with a prank?
I was scared.
Let's hear him ready.
Anyway,
Just to put it out there, I'm assuming we're not going to mention the fifth player.
Who?
Who's the fifth player?
who is the fifth player? What are you talking
I
about?
don't know, I think I've been hearing voices then. It's all good. Never mind.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't think we have
No,
fifth
no,
players here today.
Later.
No.
No.
It's all good then.
No, he doesn't exactly.
There might be some ghostly evidence of a Staniel
No.
kicking about.
That's all
Stan has got trapped in the walls, but like
Yeah.
Shit, I
Stan's
forgot
just
about
in.
He's hiding, sort of like Metal Gear
Why are you
Solid
down
style.
there? That's so weird.
Yeah,
Ah.
he's like under a box under the table.
that.
Get out from under the table, Daniel.
No.
No.
That's
enough.
fair.
Fair,
I
good
mean-
argument.
you know what, Papa G has a very good point. Instead of saying dwarvish, it sounds like I said dwarfish. So Zuri now is part dwarf, part
yeah.
fish.
No, that's my friend.
No, that's his.
Top
that's
half
his
of
Tell me
surname.
your
top
friend.
half of a dwarf.
That's his surname, Zuri Dwarffish. I like
It's
it.
not. No one has
It's
asked for
canon
his surname
now.
yet.
It's canon now though.
You don't have to ask.
It's absolutely
He's
not.
my friend.
Your
What's
friend
his
is now
name?
dwarfish.
Zuri Antera.
No.
We've changed your character's second names before. We don't need an R.
We have. We
We don't
have.
need an R.
Means
But
you might have
also-
an important surname.
Yes. He doesn't have an important
It
son.
is important.
Well, then he should
Dwarf
be dwarf
fish.
fish.
No.
You suck.
Anyway,
Right,
So-
where's Piss Pants?
You all know that Piss Pants, 5 XP to the person that knows his real name.
Of what? Piss back. Oh,
let's see if I actually took
Who's
the
the
note.
heart?
This is terrible, guys.
No,
Terrible.
no,
Own the
no,
heart.
name you see
I don't
it.
have
I don't
a
think
PC.
I've ever met him.
Oh
I think
my
I've
Henry
It's someone's
Stoneheart.
own heart.
Oh.
It is indeed. Henry Stoneheart.
I'll take my 5 XP, thank
You
you.
take 5 XP. That's
I
not
would
an
have asked for
issue. I was not
inspiration,
joking.
but
You need about 15,000 to get to
Come
the
on,
next
note
level.
guy.
I never met Piss Pants until you guys called him Piss Pants. So.
him.
Skill
I'm the
issue.
same as this.
And I haven't caught up yet because all the videos are 4 hours long and I just don't have that.
Wow.
Time.
Wow.
Not real
Wow.
fans at the table.
Oh my god.
That's
Well,
big time
yeah,
shit,
yeah.
that is.
Anyway, Google, show me this guy's balls.
So,
I think.
you've been told that Mr. Henry Stoneheart, or Lord Henry Stoneheart, as he should be known, although I doubt you're all calling
No.
him his honorific.
Nope.
He's lucky he's even got the mention of Henry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. What are you going to call him, Pissy Stoneheart or something?
I'm gonna call him loser, fucking called Henry.
Pissy.
yeah, fair enough.
Henry
Uh,
Pissart.
So, you
Do him a favour,
know
I'm
that
actually
he
giving him a
has
proper
been he has been given some very, very important work. So he has been locked in the castle for quite a while now. I believe it's been 3 in-game days
Roughly.
where
Jesus.
Tommen just keeps giving him new accounts because his pretext is that the crown is massively in debt and he is the master of coin of the city. So Tommen has been providing new debts out of nowhere that Henry is panicking and needing to work overtime, sleeping at the castle to solve.
I wonder why.
Yes, the debt
Just
was.
for them bargain. Yeah.
Well, I think I have a good plan. We don't tell him we're coming. We barge into the room, we put a sack over his head, and we take him into the sewers.
Why the sewers?
I don't think he would like to be there.
I'm not against this plan, I'm gonna be honest.
That's a good plan actually.
I
Yes?
no idea. I know the sewers well. I can help.
I can,
Do you, do you want to put him in the sewers? With a bag in his head?
Have you got a bag?
Why are you looking at me?
I'm not asking if you have a bag. Do you want in this? Is this what we're doing?
What are we doing? We're putting Piss Pants in the sewers?
Apparently.
But he's already here.
Yeah, but
Surely we could just put him in one of those locked rooms that we were using earlier.
we want to make it all mysterious and like we don't know what's going on, kind of thing. You know?
He's losing me there. I've just
You want to
like,
make it that he doesn't know if you know what's going on.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
I just like the intimidation factor.
And that.
How about plan B? Yous go in and talk to him. If that's not working,
I'm a rabid dog. I'm a rabid dog.
if that's not
I like that that's plan B. Plan A is that you're going to put a bag over his head and drag him to
Plan
the
B
sewer.
is
well, hold on.
And then
Hold
plan B is,
Hold
if
on.
that doesn't work, you're going to put him back in the nice
Hold
room
on,
and
no,
then
no.
go talk to him normally.
Love not being finished. He's still
Right.
cooking.
No.
So plan B is that yous go talk to him, you guys, and good cop or actual cop. And if
Who
he's
does?
being a prick, I'll put a bag on his head from nowhere, and then we take him
I
to
like
the
this
sewers.
idea.
Do you really want him in the sewers?
I don't, but
It
he
would-
does.
It would be
If
nice.
you, why don't I ask? Like, because he just thinks he's working just now, yeah.
Yeah, but
Why don't I say that I'm gonna take him for a meeting somewhere, and I'll walk somewhere, and you guys can take him from behind.
because we'll. I was going to say we'll lose the kidnapping aspect, but no, you actually encourage it.
Yeah, like we still get the kidnap and we can take him to the sewers. I think it's
But
a
then
really
he would-
disgusting, dingy place.
Hold on.
He'd suspect you of being behind it though.
But she's going to be talking to
No,
him
I'm,
anyway.
yeah, I'm
Oh,
gonna be.
he's-
Yeah, I'm
but
gonna
then
be.
Why not just talk to?
I don't know why we're not just talking to him.
You
Sorry,
haven't.
they seem really set on this.
Look, I don't know why we're not talking to him either, but I
We-
kind of
We can talk to him.
like this.
We can talk to him.
That's why I'm offering they go talk to him first, and then if we get nothing, then we kidnap
I
him.
like your attitude, London.
Okay, let's
I
go.
like your attitude.
Tarek,
Is the actual cop gonna be okay with potentially kidnapping a cult member?
I mean, the penalty's death anyway. I don't see why not.
Okay.
He
I mean,
raises a good point.
He
The,
does.
the penalty for high treason and mass murder is indeed the death penalty.
So-
can we change it up this time though?
Oh,
I
good.
think you should be good cop.
Oh, I can do that.
Right, I'm going to point out one big issue before we start this.
Yeah.
I don't have a bag, so I need a bag from someone.
Oh, yeah.
I can put my
I
wallet
still
in
have
and you can put it in his head.
the cloak of extreme beauty, don't I?
You do, yeah.
Okay, you can put this on him by force, and I get out a cloak. It'll kind of work. You can put it
It's
over
just a
someone's
big
head. It's like a
swath
massive
of
cloak.
fabric.
Yeah, you put the hood part of the cloak over and
Yeah,
you
put it back. Put it on him backwards, like the way you would wear a cloak, but backwards.
As long as the DM thinks that's possible, yeah?
I don't see why wrapping his face up in fabric would not be possible.
Alright,
Yeah.
cool.
Certainly, given the fact that
Go,
he
guys.
he is 5'5" and built like a scribe. We'll go with.
Perfect. And I'm gonna take like my little cleric notebook out and I'm gonna start like scribbling inside of it. I'm writing a bunch of numbers down. Nonsensical numbers that have
Okay.
absolutely nothing to do with anything, but they're in columns and rows.
Okay.
That sounds
But
so
the numbers mean nice.
Mimicking an account.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh.
But the account of a madman who does not know how money works.
It's like month 1, 1 gold. Month 2, 5 million gold. Month 3, 2 gold. It's like what happened between 1 and 2 that got you 5 million, and how did you lose 5
I lost
million?
it all, buddy.
That's the questions we're asking
Right
you.
on.
I lost my wife and kids.
So this man likes money. I'm gonna get this man's attention. Right, let's go.
Yeah.
Can we walk into where he is?
So you guys have been told the rough location of where he is by Tommen previously, and he was insistent that if you were to ask any guard, they would be able to point you in the right direction. So you make your way over to that guest area of the castle.
As
and
we are
guards
walking,
point you towards the correct room.
as we're walking in, I'm gonna make a point of like most of my money is in my satchel of sewing,
Okay.
but I'm gonna make a point of putting like 10,000 gold in one of the little pouches that it's in, strapped to me so that I jangle a lot when I walk.
That's easily, I reckon that's like 2.5 kilo of gold.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
So it's gonna jangle when
Yeah.
you move about.
yeah,
Like, especially because you're wearing metal armor.
yeah.
So
It's
it's,
gonna
every time you
clink
take a
off
step,
it.
it's gonna smack
Like
off
I want it to look as though
plate
this
mail.
is my life savings strapped to my side.
Okay, no problem.
Nyla genuinely has a piplup strapped to the side
Yeah.
of her belt.
Yeah. Jangle.
Yeah. Honestly, there's a small part of you that's like, this would be ridiculous to walk about with.
Yeah,
This
no,
is a massive
I
amount of money.
I am visibly going to be like, yeah, I know this is ridiculous. This is what I'm going for.
No problem.
This is it.
So, you are presented with a door. You know he is inside.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk right in.
Toric's very much gonna stand like
So
To
you,
the sides.
Lubnub and Stan, I presume, are outside while good cop and bad cop go in?
Yeah.
Is that about right?
Yeah, I'll wait outside, but I have manacles at the ready.
No problem.
You're under arrest.
You're under
Yeah,
arrest.
I love the two tones
Yeah.
of this interrogation. Good cop, bad cop. Kidnapping and arrest at the same time.
yeah.
It's the same thing, it's just, you know,
Oh,
Yeah.
Kidnapping and arrest
it's
is
the same thing.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
big.
Ah, Piss Pants, it is so
Oh,
great to
God,
see you
what the hell are you
again.
doing?
Well, so, I
What?
we came here for a little conversation because I think we didn't hit it off the last time that we met.
You can see that he is like hunched over a desk with like bags under his eyes. Like clearly he's got like food and empty drink like containers just strewn about the room, and you can see that there is a vast quantity of paper just filling every available space here as he's clearly like looking at pages and then getting frustrated and then moving to the next page and not understanding what's going on.
Can I specify first off, just so that I'm sure? Obviously, what's happened with them happened. He's never seen me before, has he?
No.
Okay.
He would know you by reputation because kind of most of the important people in the city have been told the group that's going around investigating this problem.
I'm gonna go and sit on his desk
Yeah,
on
problem.
top of the papers.
You see that he immediately is like, oh God, no, please. Listen, I am ridiculously busy here. unless this is life or death situations, I desperately need you to go and get Tommen, bring him here, and explain what the hell has been happening
I'm
with
currently
the accounts.
tossing sheets of paper over my shoulder as I'm looking through.
What is the issue here?
This is quite.
What are you looking at? Stop this immediately. What are you looking for?
I was just.
This is life or death, and it's more important than your.
We're having
paper.
money issues.
You're having money issues.
Yeah.
The crown is 40 million in debt.
I'm gonna
We can
cross
help.
my legs with the biggest jangle.
He does.
We're having money
He
issues.
does
Jingle,
stop.
jingle, jingle.
No estate. Jingle, jingle, jingle.
And you're looking to deposit this?
No,
Well, then you're not helpful.
I'm very helpful. We're solving all of the issues in this city.
You can bring back. You could miraculously bring back the founder of the city, and we're still all gonna die next week when Arvil finds out that we are not able to pay for these things that we are trading
Could
for.
you just look over my book for a little second?
Mr. Archmage Ans will destroy this entire city if we cannot pay our debts by tomorrow.
Oh, that
How much are our debts?
40 million.
That sounds
Can I
Gold.
insight?
like an issue.
Does he sound genuinely panicked?
Make me an insight check.
And then I'm gonna write 40 million in the book.
I believe it.
I'm gonna take his.
So-
I'm gonna
so
take
just to
his
recap,
pen and write that as well.
We've got 1 gold, month 1. Month 2, 5 million. Month 3, 2 gold. Month 4, 40 million gold.
But yeah, I'm also
Okay.
making a point. I'm taking his pen or quill to write it.
So
Yeah, sure.
that was a nat 20 for a total of nat 20.
Nice.
This man is panicking for real.
Oh.
This is someone who genuinely believes. You do recall Tommen saying, "I've set him to a task so important he can't go home."
Yeah,
but it
I
was a
remember.
fake task, yeah.
Tommen said that he was procuring debts from thin air to
Yeah,
make
he's
it
just
seem
making-
as
he's
if he
making-
is.
So we
he's
know
making
this
it up.
isn't like
You all
a,
know that Tommen is not in debt,
Yeah.
but Master of Coin has just found out that the king has been hiding 40 million gold worth of debts from essentially the biggest world power
I want to
that
look,
has just come to collect everything that they are owed.
I want to look this
also-
man in the eye and tell him I can get rid of this debt by tomorrow.
How? Where are you getting 40 million gold?
This is
Very persuasive.
this is what I carry around with me as my spending money.
Roll me deception. Although you are carrying it and you are spending it,
It's not.
you can roll persuasion if you like.
But-
Technically speaking, this is what Nyla carries around for spending money.
It's not a lie.
It's not great, but a 16.
It's not great, it's only a 16.
You can see his demeanour is hopeful, but almost disbelieving.
I also want to
And
be
the way
clear,
that-
I'm also wanting to tell him, like, truthfully, I can make this debt, because the debt's not there, I can make it go away by tomorrow.
Oh, I know you are
Okay.
persuading him.
Like, if you just
But
looked
you,
over.
you're looking at a man that is
Right.
staring down the barrel of a shotgun as someone goes, "I have bulletproof armor," and he's like, "This is. I fucking hope you're telling the truth here."
But then I want to add,
Oh, wait, you've
and
seen
to
the
be
look on his
honest,
face, though.
and I want this to be, like, laced with, like,
Not quite adding up.
not nice vibes to it. I want this to be horrible, and I want to say, you've got much bigger problems going on than 40 million in debt.
I can't imagine what you could be talking about.
I'm going to turn my head back, and I'm going to look out the door.
I'm holding my
I'm
book
going to
out in
send
front
a
of him.
message to Lubnub, and I'm going to
He
go,
looks at your book.
in my message, I'm going to say, come put the bag
What
on
is
his
this?
head.
What is this?
It's my ledgers.
This is your personal ledger.
So,
What job do you do?
I'm a doctor. I'm a physician.
You made 40 million gold from 2 as a doctor. Explain this.
while he is confused,
This is fraud. This is fraud.
Well, it could be.
Explain this.
I don't pay taxes.
while
That is
the,
also illegal.
I'm a charity
He's
organisation.
a church.
Okay, now that is different.
while-
That's legal. But
while he is confused and
Yes.
arguing with Zuax, I received the message of come put the bag in his
Yeah.
head. How far into the room is he? Like 40 feet?
Way less than that. It's
Okay,
not that big of
full sprint, Lubnub's in, and fucking...
Roll me a grapple check with advantage.
You're gonna
because
snap his
he is
neck before we
not.
even get
I
the
don't know
shell.
about Stan, but Torek has just like not heard anything
If ever
about
there was a
that, and
surprise
just
round, you've earned it.
suddenly watches
for
Lubnub
That's
sprint.
not
Yo,
true,
it's the
buddy.
message
No,
that
no,
you don't
for
hear
fuck,
anything.
because he's
Yeah,
not...
that's like
He's not
yeah.
getting out of this.
25
He's
total.
not getting out of this.
Okay, I will roll. I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret here. He has a +1 to his athletics.
Oh, we might make it.
So he's a 5%.
No.
Oh god, he rolled a 19, so dirty 20.
Still not enough.
Still not enough, but you see this man really panic, and as the adrenaline
Yeah,
hits,
bigger things coming.
even Lubnob is a little surprised at how much the adrenaline carried that escape. This is a squirmy eel of a man.
You
It's
told me
almost
to
like
be
he's
back
covered
on.
in piss.
Almost like he's covered in
You were like by the I'm a
He just starts screaming immediately at the top of his lungs as loud
Oh,
as he
for
can.
fuck's sake, guys.
It worked the first time, mouth into his... or hand into
I
his
put
mouth.
my mouth into his hand.
I kiss
Put
him.
my mouth in my mouth.
I cover his face and I snog him aggressively.
Like I said, I'm going to start trying to
you're-
choke him out.
You're gonna, I mean, you're not gonna try. You choke him out if you like. On a 25, if you want to shove your mouth down his mouth, you can try.
I will knock... I would like to try and knock him out, please.
Roll me, I guess actually just, I'll say, we'll call it, because this is an unconventional way of doing it, if you succeed 3 athletics checks, we will count those as like death saves.
Okay, so
Or
contested.
like a choking out type thing. So the first one you have to
Right, this might be very out of pocket, but can I give
beat a
him
4.
can I
Try
give
your best
him-
to beat a 4 on that
So
first
anything but a natural
one.
one.
Anything but a nat 1.
guidance?
It wasn't a nat one.
Okay. 19?
So a 10 and up, and I'm betting because I've got guidance.
Oh no.
9 plus 6 is what?
15.
15, so
you
the
could-
D4 would
you could
tie
win
him.
on. You could win on a D4.
I can't give you another one.
Yay!
4, tie them, at least.
Yeah, so meets it, beats it. So that's 2 fails. Ooh. Dirty 20.
30, 20.
He is rolling well.
I choose this one to not let me down.
Please.
I choose you.
Bounced it right the fuck out the tray.
Ooh.
21.
21. So you watch as Lubnub comes in and he is screaming, and you see Lubnub just shoving his hand further and further down his throat until he stops screaming.
Jesus.
And you feel him go limp in your hands.
So we can stick him in the bag of holding, but just have his head poke out, tie it.
I
up.
don't think we need to.
Yeah, that's just we can just take him. Let's
Just
go.
have that draped over him.
Just include.
This is...
How about Stan and Lubnub? We weekend Bernard's him, you know that book.
Weekend at Bunny's.
Lubnub, just carry him, they'll be
Weekend at
fine.
Bernard's, the award-winning book.
Oh
So
right,
do you
yeah.
get inside his clothing to sort of puppet him?
Puppeteer him.
I just go inside them.
Someone grab his
Okay.
arm.
You watch a 6 foot tall orc attempt to enter into this man's body. Through
No.
which orifice, my good son?
The one I'm already halfway.
I'm gonna have my
No, I've been told to just carry him, so...
Yeah, just
walking
carry
stick,
him.
and I'm gonna have like his arm attached to it, like
He's
just
over
under it.
Lubnub's shoulder.
Yeah, but when we walk by, I can go, oh, and then
No
it looks
one's
like
gonna
he's
care.
just kind of drunk or something.
Tommen is the king, and we're gonna say we're questioning someone on
Oh
no
yeah,
one's
we're
behalf.
here. We're here with the king. It's fine. Yeah,
What
we
is
can just
wrong
walk
with
out.
you people?
I feel like people are going to care about this
It's
one.
not
It's
kidnapping.
fine, don't
it's
worry
arrest.
about it, I'll talk to them.
Yeah, it's arrest.
Guys,
We're police.
I have an idea. I'll levitate him and then Zuak can walk him like this.
Oh yes.
I really don't think
Like a
this is
balloon.
necessary, guys.
Can I do
Like
that?
a really bad parade float.
He
Of course it's
pays the
necessary.
city guard.
That's true.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna see their boss and be like, "That's my boss."
And we can say, go speak to Tommen.
To be
I don't
fair,
think that's gonna
I
work.
don't think that.
Like, to be clear,
Oh.
I'm confident I can kick all the city guards' ass.
Cloak over the top. Stick behind the cloak so they can't see
But
it.
that
And-
the other problem is that well, if the
Okay.
guards ask him questions and he stays
Plan-
completely
Oh,
silent,
guys,
that-
Plan
guys,
B,
alright, I
plan
can
B.
take his voice. I can
I'll
take
be
his-
him, you guys leave,
I
then
can
I'll
take
be
his
me and I'll
voice.
leave.
Guys, we don't need to worry about it.
Sure.
I can just
Yeah?
come him.
Yeah.
Wait,
okay,
what?
Yeah, yeah.
What did Stan
You
say?
hear Stan say, guys, you don't need to worry, I can just become him.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I've offered.
Become
So Stan becomes Nyla, Nyla becomes him. We walk out, and Nyla walk. Oh no, that wouldn't work because Nyla's always
Guys, who's
walking.
gonna become me?
One of you can do it. Yeah.
So Stan disguises himself as Nyla, Nyla disguises herself as Stan, and then
No,
what's
then-
happening to
No,
Pez
this
Pants?
is what you need to do. I'm gonna just cast disguise self and become Piss Pants
Also,
and
Stan,
sit,
can you
on,
just
sit
mano-
at the table and continue.
Stan,
doing
can you
his
mano to
things.
him, please?
but the
Yeah.
I gesture to
Manacle
Nyla,
him.
not
but
him.
we'll still, if we walk into any guards and he doesn't respond or
You've got a body covered with fabric.
We gotta cover the body. And
It's just a body.
We'll pretend it's.
It's just they'll
At this point, I
smell
feel like-
the piss and nails away.
I can't wait to make.
That's why we're going to the sewers, covered in piss.
It's gonna be so
I'll
nice.
meet you guys outside.
Sure.
And we'll.
Just try to.
Are you attempting to be stealthy as you walk through the castle with an
We're
unconscious
attempting
one?
to be inconspicuous.
As we start leaving, I'm gonna look at Stan and be like that. Do the levitate thing.
Do it. I'm gonna cast levitate on it.
And then
Lob, you feel him go weightless in your arms.
I don't think at this point I would quite put two and two together.
Are you just trying to hook him off of Lubnub's
yeah, I'm
shoulder?
just gonna like.
Okay, that's not
That's
gonna
when
happen
you
'cause I'm
start.
holding on.
Yeah.
No, but it's suspicious. We're walking up this way. We'll walk out,
Magic
we'll walk out.
floating bodies, just as suspicious.
No, but he's gonna be on the stick, so they won't be able to tell unless they look down at his feet, and his feet aren't moving.
So it's like a floating balloon that you have somehow.
Yeah.
But doesn't look like a balloon.
Yeah.
No, it's just
It's
a
a
guy
break
walking
float.
with us.
We were so happy about his job.
Toric,
We
you
made
walk
it
in front.
nice, but
Toric, Lubnub, you walk in front. I've got him. Stands on the other side.
Toric, you're the face. Talk us out of this. Whenever a guard comes, Toric, you talk them out of it.
Toric
Stan-
collapses in a panic attack.
Stan,
Just
if
get
someone
me to the
comes,
closest sewer
move
entrance,
his arm like
please.
that.
Toric's sewer knowledge. Is there any nearer entrances to the sewers?
You would know that there are maintenance tunnels inside the castle.
Just go that way.
Cool.
Okay, we'll come.
So,
I'm gonna. Well,
who
we're
would
doing
like
this
to just
maybe
make a luck
rummaging.
check to see if you come across any guards?
Oh, baby.
I'll say,
What am I rolling?
on a 15 or higher on a d20, you come across no guards.
Not the D100.
Roll a d100.
Oh, yeah.
What's 15? 75 and over.
Right, okay.
please tell me we.
I actually don't like rolling it, and then I'm going to roll it on the table. 57.
So, about 5 minutes into your journey, just as you're about to move into the very private staff areas, the tunnels that you would use for rat catching, 3 guards just walk around the corner and they're like, "Hey, what's going on?"
Stand quick. And
Don't worry, I
They hear
can
you say
do
stand
the
quick
weight.
and they all draw swords.
Can I
Drop the body.
cast alter?
It's
Can I
not
cast
body.
alter self on myself to get Piss Pants' voice?
Sure.
I'm gonna do that, do the wave with his arm, then go, "Oh, you idiots, it's me, I'm drunk."
Give me
I'm wearing a helmet, they can't see my mouth.
Yeah, I was going to say, give me deception with advantage, because they can't see your mouth move, they do see his hands wave. Give me deception with advantage.
yes.
It's beautiful.
So I'm saying the
Listen,
weekend that Bernard at work.
That's a 9.
19. You see the guards just slowly put their swords away. Are you completely sure, sir?
Of course. They've got their bag over my head to avoid me vomiting on the floor.
Very well. I suppose that tracks.
Does it help that I just look confused?
No. Well, carry on then. And then they walk past you. You can see that they're all looking back at you every now and again, just
I'm gonna
seeing
see you
where you're
sail it.
going.
I'm gonna pat him on his arm and be like, there, buddy, get it all out. Get it all out.
Next time I get drunk, I need people to put
I get
bags
that.
over my head. The fuck?
So, successfully navigating that, we cut back to Nyla / Henry. What are you up to?
So I want to, ignoring obviously because I know that it's fake, the
Yeah.
paper that he's working with right now, I want to investigate the room to see if he's left like a briefcase or anything that would like belong to a jacket, even
Roll me
anything
an
that's
investigation
his.
check.
Good idea.
I don't think I'm very good at this.
We just walked away and left everything in there.
I want a different
Rob
one.
and blind.
Rob and blind.
Good stuff.
Ooh. 21.
You can see
30,
that
20, sorry.
you can see that he does. Do you have a negative to your? How did you go from 21 to 20?
I can't add.
Right.
Plus 3 was a bit too much.
Okay, no problem.
Called out on stream.
So you can see that he has come with a travelling jacket. It looks as if he had a couple gold pieces in his pocket. Nothing major. You can see that he has a briefcase of essentially like an old abacus with some spare quills, some spare ink, some spare paper. You don't see anything immediately cultish hopping out at you. You get the sense that he genuinely was coming here to do his day job, so to speak.
Okay, so nothing weird in his pockets, nothing
No.
weird. God damn it, no robes kicking about.
No.
And
You get the sense
I got
that
there,
if
but I
someone
just
was
felt it was
capable of keeping up this ruse for such a long time,
yeah,
if
they're a
he
bit smarter,
is
yeah.
a high level cultist that is also working daily with the king, it's probable that he has gotten used to having this double life quite well.
Regardless, though, I am going to pack up his suitcase and, as him, put on his jacket
No problem.
and walk out the door.
Easily done. Roll me a luck check.
Oh god, no.
Oh god,
I
no.
Guards.
Shalom, my brothers.
79.
79 is above the 75,
Yay!
so you do not encounter those same 3 guards as you wander through.
That would
You
be
do
beautiful.
encounter a guard who looks at you and says, "Ah, Henry, are you finished with the accounts?" So, is there any chance you could finish the accounts?
Gonna hold a finger up and go, and I'm gonna just walk. Walk with haste while like coughing.
You see he starts reaching out to grab you as he's like, "I believe Tommen left instructions for you to finish the
I'm
accounting."
gonna like retch a bit. And like,
Roll me deception.
Oh god.
There's almonds vomit on the floor.
Please vomit on command on this one.
no.
Guys, guys,
11.
vomit.
Was that nat 1? No.
No, it was 2.
Lovely. You see he immediately grabs you and feels the metal plate because it's just an illusion that you've got over you.
Oh no.
Well, actually, he would feel the jacket, then the metal plate, because you did put on a real jacket. But it's definitely plate mail underneath this. And you see he starts shouting for other guards.
I'm gonna
to
drop
come
my
back.
disguised self and be like, the fuck, man?
What do you mean the fuck? Who are you? Explain this.
I'm sorry, I take off the coat and go, the fuck do you think I am? It's not that much of a disguise.
Natural 1.
Hey.
You're gonna have to accompany me to the dungeons.
Not again. Oh my god.
I was going to say
Working for Tommen!
we need to stop leaving
And your proof of this is...
Do we hear Nyla scream?
No.
No.
No,
I'm
we're
gonna go,
guards
I'm gonna go,
scream
what
for
proof
We're
do
in
you
the
want?
sewers, buddy.
Do you have a writ of command? Any written notification of your employment?
Yeah.
I have a letter!
Nah, he texted.
I have a
Present it.
letter from
Yeah.
Edward? Yeah, I take out my letter! And I go,
He reads it. Oh. Well, I'm sorry to have stopped you. Is there any chance you could let me in on... Is he still in his room?
him?
Yes.
Oh, the jacket man? No.
Yes.
I'm gonna go find him though.
We've all been asked to... He's lost?
No, I'm going to go find him.
That means he's lost. No?
No, he's with he's with other people sent by Tommen with me. Tommen knows.
Tommen knows.
Yeah,
Okay. I'm going to check in on that, but...
that's fine.
Very well.
We never mentioned
You see
it.
he starts
No,
beelining
this is
to
where we hope that
Tommen's
Tommen...
quarters.
I was going to say, this is where we hope that Lubnub did say last week that he was going to go and interrogate Piss Pants.
He did.
after this.
No, he knows we're going to go
Because
and
you
interrogate
said
You
when
did
you
tell
were you
Tommen.
did tell him.
But we didn't.
I know, but this is where we hope.
yanking
Yeah.
the man out and
I wasn't lying to them there.
doing unspeakable
just
things in the
just being
sewers.
weird. I'm gonna put the jacket back on. Keep with me with the briefcase still.
So,
Keep walking. No, not just get
Oh, you just
I've
you
just got a
just got his
jacket.
jacket and briefcase now.
Yeah.
so
I am the keeper of
Plus,
the money.
with the
Perfect
bag,
disguise.
like, does the jacket go over the?
it looks like you have a gigantic tumor
Once
on
we
your
are
leg.
safe-
No. Oh, I'll put that on the outside. I'll possession it. Don't worry.
No, turn it
Turn
so
it
it's on
to
your
his
back.
ass.
You know, so you've just
A
got like a
huge
dump
ass.
truck.
Nice.
To cover all bases,
Carry it.
once we are safely in the
cut you,
sewers,
Jingle.
Yes.
can I turn to Torek and ask him to go and get Nyla from outside the front of the castle? Because that was the original plan, but we had to change it on the fly.
No problem. Where do you go?
Oh, she's so weird. Where would she go?
Hopefully follow the plan that you made up.
I didn't make a plan. I didn't
You
say
did,
this
you're the
was
one
going
who
to-
I don't think any of us mentioned where we were
You
Yeah.
guys said meet them
We just
outside.
said we're gonna bring him to the sewers.
Yeah, we said- I know I said
That
take
was
him to the
basically
sewers.
the plan.
He said,
So,
I'll meet you outside.
I'm gonna need a moment of chaos here. I'm gonna count down 3, 2, 1. I want someone from this side of the table to tell me a location in the sewer, and I want Nyla to answer simultaneously. And if those two don't match,
Location in the sewer?
yeah, sure. So like, if you can't come up with somewhere, we're just gonna have you roll a dice.
Okay.
But you know where the temple
I
is.
know what I'm going to do.
You know where you've had your cultist fights. You know that there's locations
You know
right
where
next to the.
Torek lives, for
Yeah.
example.
So, 3, 2, 1.
Where
I'm
Torek
going to
lives.
jump down the nearest manhole.
You three start leaving Piss Pants all the way through the city over to actually close to where Ariadne lives, and you enter the very first available sewer drainage system. And
Can
you
she
see-
get through with the bag?
I put my bag back in my
it
bag.
It does take a
I-
little.
to be clear, I've got a plan for this. I put my bag back in my bag. I open the man thing.
That's-
I drop his jacket down so that I don't jump into the dirt.
Uh-huh.
I land on his jacket.
Okay. And then you see no sign of your friends.
Is there any
Jacket
rats?
is now-
Just
There are
there.
rats,
I'm
yeah.
gonna go not in speak with animals or
Yeah.
anything helpful. I'm gonna go Torek. Torek.
You get a head tilt, a squeak, and a run.
I run after it.
Roll me a luck check to see if this is one of the ones that Torek knows. I'll say
Oh.
80% and higher on a D100.
There's still
and
yeah, I'm doing a
it's-
Jenga.
If we reach Torek's hideout though, and the she still hasn't appeared, he's gonna send a rat out to
93.
find her.
93. So this is one that...
Torek.
fuck it, this is Crisp.
Yay!
Crisp rat.
No.
So Crisp, you've been
I'm
told
badly
to go
burned.
find... yeah.
Honey.
Heal me.
I don't
Torek
even have
won't-
any healing skills or
Torek
I
won't
would.
fix my flesh.
But yeah, you watch as this rat starts sprinting all the way to Ariadne's, and then about 5 minutes later, after you guys arrive, you see a rat dancing his way through the sewer as Nyla Theria follows them.
Oh,
Holding a
it's one of those-
briefcase.
Torek doesn't say it out loud, but goes, "Oh, one of those weird three,"
Oh,
and
one
like
of those
tickles his little head. Just
Your rats are so well trained.
They're so
They're just so
smart, Torek.
helpful. You've done a great job. Killing me. I took
And
Piss
common.
Pants.
It's the first time you've ever heard the rat speak common. It just says, "Kill me," and then
Can you
walks
heal
off.
this rat?
There's nothing wrong with him.
He's clearly in
I'm
discomfort.
gonna pick the rat up. Is there anything wrong with it?
He's covered in horrible scarring.
Oh, he really is ill, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, you poor little thing. And I'm gonna, like, cure wounds him.
oh,
He's still scarred, but he seems better.
Yay! I'm gonna give him a little high five.
Here, do you want
Do you high five?
hold him? And I'm gonna give him over to Nyla.
Would you like a new house? And I'm gonna dump the contents of the briefcase into my bag and then open the briefcase and try to make it into a little shelter for him.
It's just a big
Torek's gonna,
triangular
like-
briefcase.
like nod at you and like take the briefcase and set it just in a corner of
Help me
Nice.
the
restore my
room.
house.
Yeah, and just like add some random shirts. He has like some rotting shirts and just.
So I think I've got some rations. Would you like some dried meat? You will, oh, you
He
poor
didn't
thing,
have
it's like-
anything, by the way. I tried to rob him.
No, that isn't the best time, but why does the healer heal a rat before he heals me?
I don't know what you're talking about, Ghost Stan. but-
Tarek, you're excellent at your job, Zuax. You're excellent at your job. Well done, guys.
I still have the scars.
You did a great job with the bag.
Yeah, the rat's still got its stars. Let me get rid of my.
There is one thing
Shut
that
up,
worries me about this
Stan.
whole situation.
You're not allowed to be given compliments.
All these high member rankings of the cult want an apocalypse to happen to kick off their Baylor. if Titan's Fist came and started nuking the place, that would be enough to trigger.
Why would they start nuking the place?
Because he believed that they were in debt and were going to attack here.
Oh, they're not. No, that was Tommen. That was a lie.
We're not in debt.
We're
so
not
they're
in debt.
gonna
It's
attack us.
Lubnub, it's okay.
No, you're all right. They're not going to kill us.
I know we're not in debt.
Are you
That's
sure
so
about that?
He
Because,
believes that,
So he thinks that's gonna happen.
yes, and why would he care
Well, why would he be unhappy about it?
well,
if he already wants people to die, so his Baylor would arrive? Why does he care how
well,
that happens?
maybe the Baylor
Do you mind if
is
we wake him up in your house?
a means to an end.
But that
You know, like maybe the Baylor.
Like,
You slap him.
Bag off, smack.
Maybe the Baylor's the chaotic energy that you
He doesn't wake up.
all the time.
Is he dead? I'm gonna check his pulse.
He's alive.
I'm just very good at my job.
Oh, we need to do something before he wakes up first.
Of course, we.
Cheers.
Take his trousers off.
Oh, Jesus Christ, no! Zerax, no!
take
Zerax,
it.
no!
No,
Zerax,
but
no!
He wakes up stripped naked in the sewer with 5 people standing over
Well,
him.
first things first. We should do that. The amount of emotional damage he would take at that point in time would be quite a lot.
Okay,
Do you
but
have something
he's
you
saying
can
we
use as
don't
a gag?
know that he's
Something
Sorry.
actually the bad guy.
Yeah, but we dip his trousers.
No, I'm
in
saying
the
he's
sewage.
a bad guy, but I don't think he's gonna be useful bad guy.
Okay, we'll get me pee. We won't.
Yeah, okay, right, we'll
I'll
put
start
him-
putting his
give it-
trousers back on.
I'm gonna get out my water
Don't wake
skin.
him up yet. No, we need to gag him.
Stop midway.
Mhm.
I'm gonna take the corner of the cloak and just
You're going to try and gag him with the entirety of the cloak.
No,
with
with
just
like
one
the
corner.
corner.
Diesel's gonna
corner
take
of
So the
one of
cloak
the
is
boxing
hanging out of his
t-shirts that are on the floor.
I'm gonna wrap
and
it around him
just-
like a scarf.
A shit
Tiso,
stained,
did you
piss
say?
covered rag.
Tiso, hey,
I
Tonic.
That's what I said. It was
I
diesel,
call it-
yeah.
Oh no, Tonic.
Contamination.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
And speaking of cross contamination, these shirts have been in the sewer
Yeah, I
for a long
guys,
time.
no.
I like the energy. No,
It'll be fine as long as it doesn't swallow.
Oh, I love
Keep
my
it as-
cloak, and I'm gonna
I'll
rip,
let you know, right?
rip it and tie it around his mouth.
As you attempt to rip it, you realise this is a magic item.
Oh.
Ah! God damn it! I'm so
How
powerful.
difficult is it to gag someone?
Yeah, I just take part of his trousers, rip the leg off, and then
Sure.
gag him with that.
Yeah, sure.
Yo, so
I
I
feel
can't
like
take his trousers off, but we can
So
rip him.
he's got one half of a
There
jean
you go.
short
You got
going on.
halfway.
Well, you
Turn
can't
it
just
I'm gonna
leave
pour some
shorts.
water in his face and then slap him again.
You can't just leave him with half a jaw.
You see he immediately comes back to consciousness, choking a little on this gag, but gagged. I will remind you didn't bind his hands.
He's
So-
manacled.
Yes,
He's a mannequin.
but they're not fetid chains that are tied to the feet as well. If someone is in handcuffs and they are gagged, their first reaction
I'll
is
try to grab it.
So that's what I'm saying. He reaches up to try and get the gag out of his mouth.
Tiso
Give me,
does.
give me an athletics to see if you're strong
I
enough
I
to
don't
stop
know
him.
if I am.
Tonic takes a step, does go into a
15.
darker corner of the room and just sits and watches.
What'd you get?
15.
On an 11, he fails. He goes up and you grab him by the chains and he goes down.
I wouldn't do that if I was you.
I told you it was going to get worse.
It's just fear in the eyes.
Should have helped me with my book.
He's
My
visibly
pleasure.
sweating.
I'm going to go. We're going to ask you some questions. You're going to tell us the answers truthfully. I'm going to ungag
He
you.
tries to
I'm going to
spit the
ungag
gag
you.
out.
I'm going to ungag you.
Fucking
You're going to answer the
impatient.
questions. If you scream, he's going to shut you up again. I'm going to still be holding up. I'm going to point to him now. I'm going to try to escape. He's going to go get you again. And if you lie to us, he's going to take your trousers off.
I'm a psychopath. I'm a bad dog.
You really did try. We stopped him, but you really did try.
Yeah,
You should-
we've
He
controlled
looks
this
down at his
situation.
rags.
Yeah.
You should see the previous guys.
This has been. You should see who we've questioned last. He's a cop.
His
You
feet
you
still
want
have
you want to
recovered.
answer this honestly, and the cop will take you into justice as you deserve, and that is the best ending here.
Take his shoes off.
And I'm gonna pull the gag out.
Nice little
What crime are you accusing me of? Why am I... What justice system? Why?
Oh, we didn't think
The
this
cult.
through.
We know you're part of the
We know you're
Crimson
part
Dawn.
of the cult.
What?
And I'm going to insight check his immediate reaction to me mentioning it.
Dion is gonna wonder what the fuck is going on.
Oh, and nat 20 for 29 insight.
You see him go. The cult, the one that's been in the sewers,
Yes.
and he rolled a 25 on deception.
Aww.
So there are a lot of people who probably do believe his genuine confusion at the question. But Nylathria,
No, we know
catch
better.
the lie.
You know what?
Very good lie.
I'm going to look him like dead in the eyes and I'm going to go, I can see through you.
I don't like you.
I said honestly. And I told you what would happen if you weren't honest. So Max takes trousers off.
Alright,
Alright.
I'm gonna take his shoes off.
As he's doing this, I'm
I'm
going to go,
gonna
do you want to
hold him
try
there.
again?
I was going to say,
I'm gonna
he's
hold him there so
definitely
he can't
gonna try.
resist.
He's definitely going to try and
I'm
resist.
still holding
No,
the
don't
chicks
kick,
and I'm
don't
going to go, that.
Don't kick it,
Alright.
just makes it
Roll me
better.
athletics. 16's your DC.
How does 26 sound?
That'll be enough. You successfully remove his shoes.
And I'm going to say, Zoax, pause. And I'm going to say, do you want to try that again?
And as she does that, I'm gonna be like, this little piggy went to mad.
You see.
I'm gonna be.
You see he honestly starts looking a little frustrated and then
Not
says,
terrified?
I'm gonna be
No.
readying up a necrotic energy
No.
as I get ready to cast blight on his foot.
and you realise he's telling the truth.
Like, no, he
Oh.
doesn't want to try again.
Yes.
And I'm going to go,
You demanded he tell
Yeah.
the truth.
and he's just
And
saying
he
no.
says no.
I'm going to say, the last person we questioned, we obliterated their leg, cauterized it.
And that
Must
sounds
leave that.
terrible. I don't want to be a part of it. That's the honest truth.
But I would like information.
And I wouldn't like to tell you anything.
If you don't start telling me things, it's going to have a worse reaction than him taking your trousers
I
off.
don't have anything to tell. The crown is in debt, and
That's
I've been
that
given. What's your damage?
I do a minimum of 6.
And you watch as his lip bursts immediately as you slap him across the face.
I already said we know you're part of the Crimson Dawn.
That's really cool, I can't do that.
Crimson Dawn?
We know you're part of the cult that wants to bring forth enough.
Is that what they're calling themselves these days?
Look, we're doing
What
this
are
the
you?
nice
What were
way
you
right
calling
now.
them?
I've only ever heard them called the cult.
We're doing this the nice way right now.
Well,
We can
Truthful?
escalate.
You can roll me an insight if you'd like.
So I had a lovely conversation with your daughter not that long ago.
22.
Daughter. Oh yeah,
On
the
the
love
living.
job.
He is
I was like, that was his
He is
wife.
telling
Grown-ass woman.
partial truth.
Yeah, so that's the wife.
You get the sense
Oh,
that
it was
he
the daughter.
is clever enough to be saying the truth and not telling you anything. That he probably has heard most people only refer to it as the cult.
I'm
I
going to say,
catch
I
my
want
one?
to know the name of it. I want to know what.
As
What
far
is-
as I'm aware, they don't call themselves anything.
Nyla. I can't see them because I'm
Oh, sorry.
do your thing.
Oh.
Did her wrong.
Oh.
Did her wrong. Hello.
Hello, baby. Hi.
But yeah, I've got this kind of like strange necrotic energy around my little turtle claw, and I'm just kind of going between each claw, getting ready to cast blight.
Just roll me intimidation
Um,
with advantage because it's a weird energy you're throwing out.
Piggy stayed at home.
I like this. I like this, man.
This is going in the iconic, all the quotes for Zoak.
This little
On the-
piggy went.
This little
Yeah.
This little piggy went to necrotic hell.
Oh.
And this little piggy went to the grave.
Mm.
Tired fruit gone.
Why are you looking
A
at me
20, a dirty 20 with advantage.
Detect.
He is not having a great time.
But I believe Nyla's
Yeah.
going to cast Detect Thoughts on
Yeah, I have detect. I'm going to cast detect thoughts, and I'm going to say, I want to know what you know about this cult and about the Baylor, or we're going to have a very big problem.
Am I still answering honestly?
You're still answering honestly.
Internally, you hear him saying to himself, like, the surface level thoughts are vamp, stall. And he is saying, my honest
Stop
answer
stalling.
is, my gut reaction,
I'm
I
gonna go,
don't
stop stalling.
particularly want to talk about any of these things. I'm the Minister of Finance.
I want to.
Guess
If you have any financial concerns, I remember something about
my
a ledger.
God, yes, would you like to look over my
If someone would
I'm
like to
gonna
present me with a
swat
ledger,
that
I
onto the
definitely will.
ground.
You see, he does reach out for the
I'm
ledger.
gonna swat it onto
Here's
the
the
ground.
thing. Minister of Finance means fuck all down here.
Who paid for the sewer?
Guys, I think I might have a way to add a bit more finality to his decision.
Do you want to tell me about the colour, or should I get a rat to crawl up your ass?
Gut reaction internally, dear God, no.
Torek from the corner stands up, like.
Yes, let's do it.
Where's
Torek,
Chris Rat?
Torek.
Where's Chris?
get rat over, please. I'm gonna look at you with a look of like, they're not gonna do this. Why would I do this? I love rats.
I'll do it, master.
What was
Send me
Stan's
in.
pitch? Stan spoke up there.
I have. You might recognise it, and I'm gonna pull out one the cultist's dagger that I pulled out, the Caltrop sword. But you might recognise this, and you might know what it does. It's gonna put a fucking time bomb inside you.
Internally, you hear him go, ah, shit. And then externally, he says, I've never seen that before in my life.
Stan, can I see that dagger?
I mean, sure, if you want. I'll handle it. Just be careful with it.
As soon as he hands it over to you, you hear a small voice in your head that says, oh God, it's weird.
I'm gonna hold it above, like, his leg so that I don't want to, like, not his thigh, because I don't want to pierce an artery. I'm gonna
Not
hold it above
there.
his leg.
That's ineffectual at best.
It causes pain.
That seems harsh.
Yeah.
I don't think I want to do that.
Oh yeah, you put the nice one there. Oh,
Yeah, put the nice angel into this one so it doesn't murder me for once.
I'm gonna hold it over him. Is he reacting to me?
You
looking
see
like
the
I'm gonna
dagger
stab?
starts moving away, like trying to move away from the leg.
How does he react to that? What's his thoughts on that?
He's watching you put the dagger over and then look like
As you're getting ready to stab
You're
it,
you're
it
like
just moves out the
not
road.
you're not able to aim it properly. It feels like, you know, that way where you're like trying to get two magnets to stick together and it's just like glancing just the tiniest bit, like it's not letting you hover over his leg and he's looking at you confused.
I'm gonna stab down at some point. You're gonna start
Roll
talking
deception
before.
with disadvantage. This does not look like you are.
Torek, we could bring up
I'm a
the
rabbit
information.
dog. 17.
I'll
Yeah.
say it was me. I'm sneaky sometimes.
Are you having performance issues with your dagger?
I'm going to drop the dagger and I'm going to take out the rapier.
Stands, you watch as it dematerializes. As soon as you let it out your hand, it starts dematerializing and appearing back in Stan's sheath.
I eyeball that, but I'm going to take out my rapier and I'm going to look him in the eyes. I'm going to go, I'm not any with this, and this turns people to ash.
Ash?
Ash.
Like, it's fire damage?
No, like you'll disintegrate into the air. You will boil in your blood and then you'll disintegrate. And that's the best case scenario. Can you tell me about the cult yet? Because I'm getting really fed up with your shitty answers.
So my options are tell you all my secrets, or you'll kill me and then you'll never find out any of them.
Yeah, but I've got other people to question. I'm not too concerned if you die.
He stands up straight and knits his hands together.
God damn it.
I was hoping you were going to play hard to get. So, like you said, he's got a daughter, right?
Yeah, she was quite
You,
lovely
you
actually.
hear no internal reaction to that.
So he's not, doesn't
He
seem
doesn't
to-
care about his family.
Cool. So, whether she kills you or not, I don't really care.
We could just kill him, behead him, and then I can cast Talk with Dead. We don't need him alive.
I'm
Nah.
gonna-
Do you see? You see, he snickers a little bit and says, "Yeah, for
'Cause
a willing soul."
Here's the thing, I've already made one of them
Yeah.
talk. It's pretty fun turning pain back into pain with these guys.
I'm gonna go, oh, I also, just to be clear, like, whenever we send you guys away, you don't go to where you want to go to. You go where he wants you to go to.
We're not that dumb.
Says you.
Says us.
Cast
we've done it.
ceremony on him, Zuax.
Kneel down. Kneel him down. I've got an idea.
You say to him, kneel down. He said internally, you hear, "Hell no."
Kneel him down.
I'm gonna...
I'm going to strike him with hill. I'm not getting my fist, and I'm going to hill strike him.
What save do I have to do?
That's a strength save.
Now I need help with this because I'm going to need to say as much
a natural
information.
four.
That's a
Plus
fail.
one.
So he's on his knees. You also take a 6 plus a d8 worth of, no, a d6 plus of damage, isn't it?
While we do this, I'm gonna cantrip message to Torek,
Also-
and I'm gonna go, can you have the rats just come and start, like, making rat noises behind him?
Let me see. How much damage is it? God's sake. Adrenaline rush. That's
I mean,
What's the extra damage you're doing? Hell Giant.
d6.
It's a d6, isn't it? And then you have to pick an element, don't you?
No, that's my elemental cleaver.
Sorry, I apologise.
Because he takes a total of 11 damage.
So he took a total of 17 since this has
And
started.
does it look like that actually caused him?
Maybe an insight check.
More info out of him.
Because that's gonna let me know how much I get to hurt
Yes,
him.
we know that he's not.
I know that much about him.
8.
We know he has.
You're not sure. You can see that he's bleeding. You've slapped him about, and as he
Yeah,
falls
but
to
they
the
bleed.
ground, you can see that he is taking damage. You don't really know how tough he would be. He looks scrawny.
Detect thoughts.
I was gonna say,
What's
with-
thinking?
Surface level, he's still thinking that, like, stall, vamp.
Open wide. No.
Can I not pry further?
You can, but it's a saving throw for.
I would like to pry further. I'd like you to make the saving throw.
So while
What's your save
Jenna's-
DC?
Let me double
out
check.
of character, we've already moved
That's a
in with this
22.
guy, right? Or confirmed?
We've not.
No,
We've
That's a what?
we've not.
22.
We don't
Yeah,
know
so
if he's
you'll be
awful.
over it.
So you feel
Him
that
push
you
back.
are pushed back
I
out
can
of
beat
going
him.
deeper.
I was going to use Legend Lore.
Which one?
Legend Lore, the spell Legend Lore, because he is a famous
You'll
person.
have to tell him what that is.
Alright, so I give as much information as I can about a famous object, person, or place.
To clarify, it does not have to be famous, it just has to be well known.
or
And
well
the more
known. Yeah.
detail you have
Aye,
of something,
The more detail we have.
essentially what it is, in his case, it's asking his god for information on something. So the more specific he is, the easier it is for the god to narrow in on what exactly he's asking for.
Okay.
So we need to try and get as much information out of him before I do that, and I might be able to get the tiniest little bit more juice out of him.
But I get the impression pain doesn't scare this guy.
That's what I was going to say with her
He,
detect thoughts. she got that
surface
song.
level is not bothered by what's happened to him physically. You do get the sense that this is someone who is not happy to be here and is experiencing fear, but you're not in the head of someone who is like, oh, don't hit me again.
Do I think he was more uncomfortable with the thoughts of things that made him uncomfortable, like him taking his trousers off? The pain.
You did get a worse reaction from Zuak doing
Yeah.
his weird foot stuff and the idea of a rat crawling up inside him.
And I don't know what I'm digging
A
Suddenly
viable
Huey Lewis
strategy.
in the news starts playing.
I got a feeling.
So he doesn't. Discomfort bothers him. I'm gonna pick up the shitty, horrible rags, and I'm gonna gag you again.
I think Torek does kind of step out
Good
of the
luck getting
shadows
more information from a silent person.
I can read your thoughts.
and like just
I
like
pushed you out, darling. I'm sorry.
You can still answer from there. I'm
You
gonna
can
put
get
a rag in his
something.
mouth while he's speaking there.
As he speaks, he does start gagging, and his surface level is.
I'm going to hold his jaw, like forcing it so he cannot remotely spit it out.
I mean, I can
Roll me a
zone.
luck check to see if he immediately starts choking on it.
Can I have the D100?
I'll say 80 and over, and he doesn't start choking.
I can zone of truth, and there's no guarantee he's gonna, succeed.
He
But
is-
I'll know.
he's-
Solid
He's
26.
just with.
You watch as you shut the jaw. you see he panics a little and tries to inhale, and you see the rag start like choking
I'm
him.
gonna open his mouth, pull it out, and then let him get one breath and put it back in and close his mouth again.
Tonic gets up.
He's uncomfortable, but your surface level, he is panicking, but he is still not giving you information. All of his surface level thoughts have been filled with panic since this has happened.
I still really think we should just kill him and then get it over and done with.
Walks out
because
of the
we get rid of him.
shadows and does say, should I check him with my spell?
Yes.
Yeah, if you're not gonna give us anything, I think we do just kill you.
No.
Stan, are you okay with that? Are you okay with us just killing him?
Yeah,
The punishment was death anyway. We will
Yeah.
need Zoax to not send him to the Baylor though.
Do you want us to try? Do you want to try and save
Is he
your
still
life here?
gagged?
I pull the gag out.
The punishment for what, exactly?
Being
You
in the
haven't
cult.
proven I'm in anything.
Oh no, we have witnesses.
Oh yeah, no, we found your cult talismans in your house under your bed.
There we go.
So you say.
with your sweets.
And alcohol? Didn't he have alcohol as well?
Yeah, it's a bottle of wine in there.
Like
Alcohol
father, like
is-
son.
You see that confuses him.
I was saying, do you want to start throwing anyone else under the bus, or are you happy to die?
They both like midnight snacks, by the way.
I will
Between the
say, if you're in this for unjust reasons and this is just a murder, then feel free to do as you will.
Or wait, was it his daughter's bedroom we found?
No, we want
I
to
can't remember.
stop
which one.
this Baylor coming to the city.
Remember either.
I know
I've lost
nothing
my
of a
notes, I
Baylor.
don't know where they are.
Truthful?
Make me an insight check.
Can I also insert?
Someone, for the love of God, please
23.
cast fucking Zone of Truth.
Right, first things first, I cast Zone of Truth. He doesn't actually have to speak to us, he can just keep his mouth shut.
That's where my job comes in, to make him talk.
Then there's
He
a
is
chance.
talking.
Then there's a chance he's gonna like succeed the save anyway.
So, you get the sense that that was a partial truth. He knows of what you're speaking. Like, you get the sense that this is someone who is fairly intelligent, that knew he was working to summon a demon,
Oh.
but you're the first person that has confirmed the suspicion of Baylor.
I'm gonna look at I'm like genuinely, and I'm gonna go. You seemed genuinely panicked when you thought you were 40 million in debt.
Oh, that is a problem.
You aren't.
Very well. And you know this because
Well, you don't have a job anymore.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
So you have fabricated this story and informed Tommen of all of this with no evidence?
No, there is evidence.
I've not seen any of your evidence.
Why would you have seen it?
Okay.
Are
Why
I
do you
entitled to a
think you were
public
there
trial?
for 3
No.
days?
You're having your
straight?
public trial.
This is it.
This doesn't feel particularly public.
We don't need to show you the evidence of what we know about you.
I'm gonna cast.
So how would I defend myself
It's
against
not-
an accusation if you
We know
premeditate
you're
that
part of
you
the
are
cult.
Can I
not
get
going
a
to kill?
charisma saving throw from him as I cast Bane on him?
Just
That's
say-
19.
Beats it.
Can I try and probe his thoughts again?
Sure.
I don't want to cast Zone of Truth
Wisdom
on him
save.
if it's not gonna go. It's not gonna take. It's a waste.
You're not
of
the only
spell.
person that has
That
it. I believe you
is
still have scrolls.
17.
That's what mine is. So mine's
Yeah, but
17.
my save,
I don't think so.
the scroll save is 15. Mine's is 19.
Yeah, but we just need one to go through.
Oh yeah, I did. I gave them to you. I never wrote it
I
down.
never took them because I
Yeah, there was.
I was doing the
bought
intimidation stuff.
3.
3. You
So
purchased.
Vinny will have them then, probably if you gave them to someone.
I was given 1.
Yeah.
So
I
you
was
got
not
the
trusted
two then.
with the rest.
Still listening to his thoughts. I'm gonna say. I know that Gwendolyn's in the cult. I've spoken to her recently. Do you wanna give me any insight on that? Neither, if that's false. Both of those things have. And I'm gonna listen to his surface
I'm
thoughts when
trying
I
to work
say it
out
because I want
what
to know
his
if I've
surface would be.
I want to know if I've
I'm
shocked
not
him enough
getting
with
much
like a
out of him,
reveal
I
kind of
don't
thing.
think. He's not being intimidated. We're not really.
Then let me try and rile him up. Remember, he's tied to me.
Surface level, you hear
Stop talking on me.
a lot of thoughts rush through quickly, and it's tough to work out what is going on. And you hear him, a small part, say, "I knew it."
Because they didn't know, but okay.
I'm really
We
not
don't
sure
have
about
each other.
You
this,
mean
guys.
Gwendolyn Brass?
I'm not giving you things, but you're not giving me anything. This can be an exchange. You like it. You like power. You like information. Information's power. I agree with that.
He likes exchange. He's a money
Yeah.
man.
You want to trade?
I would be up for a trade.
Well, I've given you something there. Why don't you give me something, and then
You
I'll
give
answer
me
your
partially
question?
something.
Yeah, but you give me partially something, and I'll give you it all. We'll trade.
That doesn't seem like a fair deal.
Roll me persuasion with advantage.
Yeah, half now, half later.
28.
Confirm that it's Brass, Gwendolyn Brass, and I'll confirm some of the things you've asked me.
Do I trust his word?
Make me an insight check.
And what's his surface thoughts as well?
Oh, that's a
Maybe then.
real bad one.
'Cause-
I think that's 11.
You get the sense that he's telling the truth.
Okay. I'm going to trust that anyway. And I'm going to tell him. So I don't know Gwendolyn's surname. Because I don't know that. So, but I'm
But
not going to
you
say
know-
that to him. I'm not going to say that to him.
Okay.
I'm saying, as a player, I don't think I know that. I don't think that's information I've got. And I'm just going to say, the Archbishop Gwendolyn.
Yes, the Archbishop Gwendolyn.
Your turn.
I have dabbled in some illegal activities as of late. I want to confirm that I have not involved myself in any of the murder. However, were I to be Minister of Finance in a city that falls, and that city needed a new currency, say that currency was fiendish in nature, I would need to know prior to the fall. Otherwise, it'd be a lot less useful.
So you've been involved in this
Are you
as...
dealing with soul coins?
As Stan says soul coins, you hear his surface thoughts. Yes. But externally, he says, perhaps.
I'm going to say, but you've been involved in this as a practicality that if the city was to change leadership,
What
that
would
you
happen
would,
to Mr. Stoneheart should the city fall?
but you would also, you're protecting yourself. That's
Who
clear. That's
doesn't?
clear here. You're protecting yourself by being a part of this.
Who doesn't protect themselves?
If I was to tell you, I don't think this cult will exist or will win within the next few days. Would you not want to be on the winning side?
I am on the winning side.
Because
I
you're
work
on
for
both
Tommen.
sides.
If Tommen were to win, I would be on the winning side.
No, you won't.
If
I'm
Tommen were
just-
to fall, I would need to find a new winning side.
Yes, but
And I
you
already
don't work
have.
for Tommen anymore.
Thanks to you people,
Yeah.
who
You're
gave partially true information to our king.
Can I search him?
Sure. Maybe an investigation.
I'm gonna I'm
Sure.
inside and out. I'm looking for. Take his
Where's the
trousers off.
inside parts?
Inside.
What
Where the inside parts
Yeah.
He
Check
sends,
it out.
he sends the rats
I
to
got a
Already
full body
looking at
cavity
it.
search.
We're making sure the rats have got a clear
The glove
entrance.
comes on. No, I'm looking for.
God oppressed.
I'm just looking for anything he has on him. Any kind of
I killed
investigation. Yeah.
I did, but I can't find it.
An 8.
An 8. He had a spare quill in his pocket.
Don't worry about it, I'll ask them.
You find like almost nothing useful.
Just so I've got this loaded in the chamber, could I've killed 2 of his family.
Yes, one cousin and one blood relative.
I
One
was-
cousin by marriage and one blood relative.
I was given the name of at least one of them from Edward. I apparently have not written it down. Torek has written it down, but we've lost those notes. It's just so I've got that in the chamber.
Cousin Jamie.
That's
Oh,
right. Yeah. Thank you very much.
I've got nothing.
Just so when it comes time to aggravate him, I've got that loaded.
So you don't work for Tommen now? Because of us?
I'm sure I could wiggle my way back through the job.
I'm sure you can.
Not if you kill me, of course.
No, and that's
I
not
suppose.
off. That's not off the cards. Are you not afraid of death?
I planned for the fall of the city. You don't think I made some deals?
Fortunately, those deals are irrelevant when you have a cleric around.
Only if that cleric's god is more powerful than the deal I already had standing, and assuming that that deal was to send me somewhere evil and not somewhere good.
He's not the only one with a god.
Again, I need more information. You can't threaten me with half a story.
I also like Jesus.
Our
Surely
Lord Saviour Christ is coming to find you.
America! You just get like 2 guys.
A bald eagle flies out of nowhere.
You city folk really are ignorant of a lot outside your walls, aren't you? Surely you've heard of Grumish One Eye. God of the Orcs.
I've heard of him. I wasn't aware he was choosing clerics in the city. Are your clerics, sir?
I'm a very powerful follower of him that you let in. Well, your cousin Jamie tried to get me out, eh?
Jamie. He was a loud character. He was...
Masochist.
Jenna, I need you on his suffer spots.
It is worth defending slights to the family. But on a personal note, I can't say I was sad to see the back of him. And on the surface thoughts, you get the impression that he's telling the truth. They are similar to what he's saying.
I'm gonna ask him, is there, like, genuinely, is there anything you're willing to give us, information-wise, like clear information that we don't have? Is there anything we can give you for that? Beyond other trades of information.
My life would be a good start.
You want to walk away from this?
Well, in the most ideal world, yes.
Are you willing to give more information? That's all we want is more information.
And in addition to my life, I would like it if you were to confess to Tommen how wrong you were about your accusations to me.
Can I tell him you were still involved in the cult? You just weren't involved in the murder?
Do you believe that someone with his personal preferences towards justice would be happy to hear that I did not murder anyone, but also was definitely financing the group that kidnapped his father, and then still employ me afterward?
No, but thanks for the information.
We're being honest.
Yeah.
I want my life. In addition to my life, I'm also bargaining for my job back.
Okay.
You understand that I'm a wealthy man. You presumably have discovered that this cult contains a large volume of wealth.
I'm
I
gonna, while
don't
he's
think-
talking, I'm gonna add it, like, I'm gonna keep, like, interjecting him, and I'm gonna say, yeah, but I'd love to know the connection to the Shadowfell, and then I'm gonna try and probe his thoughts again.
No, I think you would make a very good Master of Coin.
It's a natural 19. He has a good plus to it. I can feel you delving deeper. I'm going to do my very best to continue disallowing that.
Are you going to tell me then? What were his surface thoughts when I said the shadow fell?
Surface thoughts were like he didn't latch on to the word in any particular
Okay, he didn't
way.
like go, oh, they know that or anything.
Here's your
Not
offer.
particularly.
One that I'm going to extend. You give us information that leads to the return of Harold. We can put in a good word for you. That's my offer. We'll certainly make sure he knows that you helped.
How good a word?
You'd be returning the King Regent's brother.
After financing the overthrow of the previous king. Does one good deed
How
cancel
about
the other?
how about we say you were an inside agent?
I could work with that.
But inside agents
Tell the truth.
tell the truth, but also provide information. You provided
Also-
some. I think if you were an inside agent, you would provide
I'm going
more.
to take out the Lovatar amulet. What is this?
Surface level confusion. The sigil of the Lady of Pain, I believe.
Is that where you want to be sent?
I'm going to take it back out.
The surface thought, you do get a small part of him that pictures the Lady of Pain in the descriptions of her, and you are presented with an internal image of a very attractive woman in full leather gear.
My
And
man.
he says, in an ideal world, no.
However,
I'm gonna go.
Is that your only alternative
I'm
to the
gonna kind of
Baylor?
tilt my head at him and just look like.
Dommy Mommy Goth.
the other alternative is either his god or
Roll me an
mine.
insight check. I'll say DC 19.
Oh, I think it's an 18.
18. I'll give you some truth. You see a small man that's very clever. And you can see that this is someone who has clearly latched himself onto as many power sources as possible and is using his gold to kind of chuck his weight about. You're seeing someone that, if presented the only option to get more power, would likely take any option to get more power.
Okay. I'm gonna
See-
ask him then. I'm gonna say, how much money do you have? Is there a monetary value to your information?
You can't afford me, if that's what you're asking.
I'm
You
gonna.
can't buy my service
But
outright.
I'm going to pick the book up.
However, yes, I think we have established that that is fraud or fiction.
I'm gonna say to him. You say. I'm gonna say to him very genuinely. I'm gonna say, I think I could provide you with something that money can't buy.
My life and old job back is what I'm angling for. If you have something better, I'd be happy to hear the pitch.
Well, you want power. It's your whole thing. And
I would like security.
I'm gonna turn to Lubnob and I'm gonna say, do you feel more secure and more powerful since I gave you the item that I made for you?
I bring out the maul from its sheath on my back. Give it a little toss, and then slam it into the cobbles, which I assume has great effect.
Yeah,
And
massive.
while he does that, and I'm gonna say, yeah, and that connected you more to your gods, and it kind of, I'm gonna start talking about all the things you've done with it.
Yeah,
I
killed a
would
lot
go-
of people. Wiped the
Those, going for him,
Yeah, good beast.
strength is power, so that was we made
In your undies.
him more powerful.
He was in your undies.
It was in your undies.
I'm kind of well known for being a
What was that
powerful
thing we killed in the
enchantress.
tower again?
I have heard the rumours.
If
What are
I,
you offering?
if I entirely remember,
What do you
we
want?
got our shit rocked.
No,
I
we
can
killed
make you
it.
something.
Yeah, but
I can make you whatever you want.
I don't remember it going like
You're the
that.
new
Take an
man.
order.
I will think on that.
I don't think you've got that much time.
However, for the price of my life,
Mhm.
here's some things I am willing to tell you. First of all, the cult is involved in demonic
Hold it.
activity.
The way we're going to do this, he's going to cast his spell to make sure that everyone here's telling the truth.
Naturally.
Then we'll continue. Because while I've took a couple of members of your family out. One thing I never do is lie. So I'll submit as well to the truth. And then we can both establish that we're on the same level. Agree?
I won't know if you've submitted, but I am willing to proceed on good faith.
Then you can ask me a question first. Any question, and I'll have to answer it.
I understand where you're coming from. I don't know enough about you to question whether or not you're in zone of truth. I don't know what important question you would normally lie about that you would be forced to confess. But I am willing to continue on good faith.
It's fair enough, to be honest. I can't argue with that. He really doesn't know us.
Cast Zone of Truth.
I will attempt to cast Zone of Truth.
Just so you know, Torik's gone back into his corner.
Shadows.
Fine, how about this? They know me well enough to say something that I would hate to answer truthfully.
Ooh.
I'm not going to submit to Zone of Truth.
If this is something that you wish to prove, feel free.
I know the exact question.
We're better to be standing on level terms.
He submits.
I submit.
I don't.
Yeah, I fucking don't.
It's your spell.
You would never be submitted.
I wouldn't be. I'm never submitting.
Stan, you
Fine.
submit?
Yep.
Okay.
You give
No,
us
I don't look at it thingy. Okay, Zuak.
the information you give us leads to us finding Harold. I'm going to put in a good word for you with the intention of keeping you alive. And I will not sabotage that.
Now this is a question
Happy
no
with
sane man would ever want to answer as well. Are you happy with that though?
With what I said.
I would like also, we talked previously about me being described as a double agent.
If you do this, you would be a double agent, yes.
I just want to make sure that that's in the deal prior to discussion.
Inside element.
Again, you have to prove helpful.
I will.
Zuak.
Can I add some?
Oh, right, on you. Okay.
Attention.
I would like to add, if you are completely honest and give all the information that could possibly help us with this, you will not be executed through any fault of ours or anything we say.
That is a good deal.
Right. Do your worst.
Where is the K in my name located?
I don't fucking know. It's fucking silent and you refuse to elaborate on it.
See?
Scholars I was supposed to get to teach me about silent letters never showed up.
Oh, they were for you. Ah, that makes sense. Yes, the Crown procured scholars. However, the budget couldn't bear it. We were presented with a massive amount of debt, which I now realise is false, which makes sense why Tom was willing to throw away useless coin on reading lessons for an orc.
You could still be in debt, I don't know.
Well, that is disappointing to hear.
We told him to keep you busy.
But there still could
And
be
busy
some
I
debt.
was.
There could be still some debt.
Good.
So, from my point of view, I was contacted by some high-ranking members of the church anonymously. I only since found out that they were members of the church after I was contacted by them. I attended somewhat of a recruitment session, mostly young members of the church, acolytes of the like, in the fallen temple of Intarch. Around midnight, say, he goes to try and say something, pauses, thinks for a little longer. It must have been longer than 4 months ago. I couldn't say 4 months. So, after being contacted, we got to talking, and upon realising how much value I could bring to the organisation, I was floated a rather different offer to some of the other acolytes. I was informed that this was not, as advertised, some extra credit, we'll go with, activities for the Church of Antarik, and that this was indeed to bring about some apocalyptic carnage. I was also given my first few soul coins.
Do you have any of those coins on you at this moment in time?
Hell no.
Damn.
Those are stored very safely in a private location.
Under your bed?
No.
In the cubbyhole with your sweets and your liquor?
Not in my property.
Do you have a cubbyhole?
I suppose by definition I store my clothes in a cupboard.
No, do you have like a spot underneath your bed where you hide things?
Yes, I believe you mentioned the contents previously as a bottle of wine, some candy, and a necklace of the cult.
Continue.
I was surprised to hear about my sons. You said like father, like son.
It could have
I
been.
was not
It
aware
could.
of that.
I was not involved in the actual searching. I was too busy chatting to her at that moment in time. So I don't actually know.
Well, regardless, that was new information to me.
One of them likes midnight snacks, just like you.
You can hardly fault someone for that.
Who do you know that are members of the
I
higher
suspected
ranking
heavily
status?
Gwendolyn, and I'm glad that you confirmed that. That was nice to hear. I knew a face, although I didn't recognise the name of the previous recruitment officer, the man that contacted me. His name genuinely slips my mind. I was told.
So, can I go in your bag a sec?
Is it?
I pull out the old head,
That's the man. That's the man there.
put it in back.
I know now
Some of my best work.
that
He's still not rotten because I like to keep them fresh.
I know now that Elwyn's pet is the new recruitment officer. I don't know whether he has turned on her or not. I know he used to work for her and she for Tommen.
I heard down the grapevine that he might have lost a leg recently. We were not involved.
Perhaps.
We may have been involved.
You remember the guy I said that we tortured already?
We were involved.
Oh, very well. So, you know possibly more than I can give you on certain topics. However, I can give you the numbers behind a lot of the activities that were happening. So, I know that the cult subsidises the living of everyone involved in it. If you become a member of the cult, your food is taken care of, your house is taken care of, your medication is taken care of.
I've got healthcare.
That's so sad
Just to see if we could get out though.
compared to the US, for example.
Motherfuckers don't.
Just to see if we could get out though.
Sorry,
Do not turn this.
Continue.
Sorry, that just sounded like
It could
bit
be
awful.
a really cool, easy way of getting
We are
in.
bleeding possibly 5,000 to 6,000 gold a month on living expenses for impoverished individuals. Anyone of a certain income or higher doesn't receive the effect. For instance, my living quarters are not paid for by the cult for obvious reasons. I'm supplying most of the gold out of my personal finance for most of this.
How does the cult feel about me showing up? Not that long ago and starting
I do
up my
recall-
own free little...
I do
thing.
recall some happy coincidences of cutting down on certain expenses to do with healthcare,
Damn.
as
I just
they
go-
were directed to the free clinic that was now set up. Very helpful.
I did not
You
know.
know,
I just take Stan outside and like, the fucking heard of him, but not me.
you know numbers. We've been told in terms of leadership
Mhm.
for important people.
Yes, from what I can tell, there are 4 pillars of the community, so to speak, in charge of various aspects. I believe that someone high in the church, presumably Archbishop or higher, is the leader and founder. Otherwise, how would they be convincing the vast majority of the acolytes signing up that this was a legitimate endeavour of Antarik? You don't talk to people who are happy with the way that their life is going and devoting themselves to a god and demand they commit ritual suicide without some serious persuasion behind them. And I would imagine that's the kind of persuasion that comes with a high-ranking standard. The other one is the muscle. Anyone who talks dies. Pretty swiftly as well.
Are you worried for yourself?
I believe I'm useful enough that I could worm my way out of most things, especially given if this is a secure location, there is unlikely to be any tracing back, although, full disclosure, should I be off-grid for too long, I will be located. There are some powerful magic users inside this church, both of clerical background and of the warlock deal variety.
Where is Harold?
Now,
Wait, you never finished with the numbers.
this is a sticky situation,
It's okay, on.
because I would love to tell you an exact
The list
location.
Is this sticky because the priest has him?
No. Not to my knowledge anyway. The group holds certain areas of the city. There are market stalls and there are businesses connected to the city through physical membership, meaning the owner of that business is in the cult. Thus, most of the profits are being funneled into the cult, and that's how I'm subsidising a lot of my debts that they are racking up to me. I'm taking the money from the profit for the businesses, and the guild, the cult, apologies, is paying me the remainder in soul coins. I am essentially transferring money into my new currency to amass wealth prior.
You got a notable magic salesman?
Not that I'm aware.
Yeah, I thought he was pretty chill.
I'm just double checking.
Are you speaking of Marvin?
No?
No?
Because he does genuinely owe a large quantity of money to the crown.
Mwah.
I
He's
mean,
been trading in this city for some time now, and I believe he's paid no taxes since his arrival.
I think it's
Legend.
it's religious reasons. It's religious
It's
reasons.
definitely not.
It is religious.
Every time I've sent people to go contact him, they've either died or shown up mad.
I mean, he is Mad Marvin.
So there is Marvin. You're in contact with him, aren't you?
Well, we're not in contact with him. We couldn't at this moment in time stop what we're doing and go, "Hey Marvin," on the sending stone and, get a hold of him.
I have no
I'm
fucking
so
idea where he
glad
is.
Torek is not in the thing for this, because he knows that we absolutely fully can.
I have no fucking clue where he is.
I don't have a sending stone. He said a message to Marvin.
He,
No,
was,
but we
he was
have-
trying to insight to see how truthful you were being, but he did not make a great roll
We
at it.
have the keys to his
I'm like a stone.
shop.
I'm like a rabid dog. You can't
I'm
get
gonna-
me.
Any door we open.
Yeah,
we
I know
can-
that. I know that.
Right.
I'm gonna turn to the guys and kind of like, as hushed as I can to not include him, I'm gonna say to them, how do you guys feel if like, what if like, I'll disguise myself as someone else, Stan can do that as well, Torek can walk on the walls, you guys kind of wait a bit back and we'll message you if need be. He said if we keep him long enough, someone's gonna come looking for him.
Oh, I dislike that idea.
Ambush.
You can hear me?
Ambush.
Easily.
Oh, well done.
Ambush.
He has a passive perception of 19.
Oh, well done.
Well, who would come looking?
Presumably the muscle, as I was telling,
As in one of the big four?
That's one of the
as
things you
in one
never
of the
finished
big
saying.
four.
I mean, I kind of like that.
I think I like that idea. Stan, what do you think?
I've been wanting a shot at Holy Fist since I first seen him.
Another one of the things.
Oh, that's Holy Fist.
Oh yeah.
I don't know the name of the individual. However, heavily armoured, high in the church, I have my suspicions.
Cast spells.
You really...
I've never seen him cast spells, although I can't think of another way he would be able to locate people if he did not have some kind of magic. But perhaps he has an item, perhaps he has some cleric behind him or warlock behind him.
How long do you think you'd have to be missing for them to come looking for you?
Well, I've never been in this situation. I've just been told, and I know of the stories that when people go missing, they are usually found.
How about we take his trousers off and we wait?
I think Torek is going to stand up and just, still from his shadows, go, how many more people need to die?
Now, I don't know that, but I've heard rumours that they are close.
Let's get one of the 4 pillars down here and kill them then.
Yeah, and then we get rid of that. But what does this have to do with the Crimson Dawn?
From my perspective...
I want to try and delve with this one as well, by the way.
Wait,
I think you make it.
14?
Yeah, that's... I
You're
delve.
in.
I
Okay.
delve.
You're in.
I will say what I want to say, and then I will let you delve
Going
deeper
in that
as well.
booty hole.
Open wide.
From my perspective, when I was in the recruitment phase, the general consensus was, due to the invasion of the theocracy of the many above, which we are, I presume you're aware, at war with, due to that circumstance, in order to save the city and to prove Tarek's light is as true as can be, what better way than to kick off an apocalyptic event in which only her true believers will survive? Meaning this city would be safe, given that they are ruled by a chosen member of Antarek. Bloodline being sacred and the church being based here, protecting the city, as the story goes.
But yeah, obviously that does not
That was in the recruitment phase
line up.
with the Baelor.
Mhm.
Now, the Baelor aspect was when I got deeper into the cult. I was given this idea of some demonic force being risen up to conquer the city, but with a similar pitch, would conquer the city, would rule as king of the city, and in doing so, we would be safe from invading forces, because who in their right mind would try and conquer a city ruled by demons and try and make that city religious?
You're not wrong there, to be honest. I wouldn't try that.
However, from a personal perspective, I think both stories are a crock of shit.
Yeah.
I think there's someone very powerful and very intelligent that needs a lot of people for a big thing. And so they're convincing good people with a story about how Antarek is going to come back and save everyone from demonic power and the invading hordes of this horrible new army, and the people that would never be convinced by something as pure as that, well, of course, their disgusting evil souls would be saved, because how else would you save an evil soul but by giving them safety with an evil entity? But that's just theory.
Game theory.
I'm glad you took it.
What was the number originally?
But then the delve.
Are you asking the DM?
No. This is Torek
Which
asked.
number?
The number of people they needed to reach.
From my knowledge, we have been recruiting heavily, and up until the last month it has been recruit, and now they are dialing back on recruitment. So presumably they are close.
But then there's Nilefaria's delve into what he said.
Yeah.
Delving deeper, you get that he has never been told a real number, and he suspects that the number is just as many of the people as possible. You get the sense that they're chasing a date, not a number, and they need as many people as possible prior to this date.
Can I ask, so see, when I'm delving deeper, he's felt me delving deeper before.
Yes, he knows you're poking around in there.
I don't know if this would work or not.
Actually, no, he doesn't know. When they fail the save, they don't know that you're delving deeper.
But he's felt that I've been doing it before.
Yeah.
So I don't, like, as Nyla and Dana, I don't know if this will work. The creature that I've seen in the Shadowfell, I'm gonna, like, try with all my might to think about that and always try to project it and see if he can get anything.
It doesn't have any
okay.
effect. Yeah, it's only a one-way system.
Okay.
So again, that's the information I'm willing to give for my life.
Do you think the title, The Crimson Dawn,
Yes.
do you think that's a title that both of these sides would kind of use as like they're both kind of trying to reach the same ends?
No, the darker aspects of the cult, the evil side, is definitely being told they're recruiting for this Baylor.
Okay.
But the benign members of the society that are your business owners, your peasants, your acolytes, someone who would not be persuaded so easily to do evil activity, they're being fed this story of Antarik coming personally to save the city after this apocalyptic event. And the people who are presumably in the grey zone of neither good nor bad, perhaps they're being told the Baylor, yes, is happening, but that's because Antarik will come back to stop it.
I'd like to know as well, just, you know people, you know the ins and outs of this city quite well.
I know what I know.
Do you know if anyone within this city would know much about the Shadowfell? Anyone who's studied it, or...
I mean, presumably there are powerful wizards in the society. Mandalay Deepwater springs to mind. He is admiral of one of our fleets.
Is that her dad?
Yeah. He has done many magical researches, and I believe one of his specialties is transportation, giving him the ability to kind of surprise his enemies at sea. I don't know anything specific about that. And delving deeper, you get the distinct impression that he's happy to answer questions on the Shadowfell, because he's got no clue why you're asking him about it.
Yeah, but he doesn't seem to know much.
Yeah.
Okay.
To confirm, you've not got an exact location where you think Harold is.
Again, they do own large quantities of the city. If I was to hazard a guess on somewhere in the city that's a large location under their control... Monty?
Sorry.
Good for you.
Under their control, they do have their underground crypts within the church. I know that there is areas of that are not permitted to the public. If I were them, that's probably where I would hide it. But I also know that they have members inside the city guard. It's not inconceivable that they would just choose a large building that was maybe used for storage, maybe somewhere that a ledger had easily been losable. Just put it in a box. Where best to hide it? Plain sight. Who's going to go through every box in a random storage location?
What do you know about these creatures that have been summoned?
To my knowledge, they haven't summoned the Baylor yet.
The imposters they've been using. We've been calling them doppelfolks.
Well, you know they have Harold.
Yes. And
a fake Harold sat in the throne until we killed
We
it.
didn't tell you that they had Harold. You brought it up first.
yes, when Harold went missing from the throne, the public was told nothing. I inquired and was told we have them.
Do you know anything about these shape changers?
Who did you ask?
Are you informing me that there are shape changers in the city
Who did
working
you
for the
ask?
cult?
Who did you ask?
I asked you a question.
Who did you ask?
What's it worth?
I don't think you've got much more to give us.
It sounds like this is an important thing for you to know.
Sounds like you don't know
I
it.
would be incredibly careful about where you go with this, my friend.
I'm always careful. But I think I've found a bargaining chip that is actually worth your time. So, should I present this?
I'll tell you. If you tell us something worthwhile, I'll tell you what we know.
No. I think I know what you know now. From my point of view, you know not a lot about what's going on, and that's why you're interrogating people seemingly at random within the cult. And I think you've struck gold here, and I know the value of gold. So, I tell you who told me.
Is it within the cult or within the crown?
I tell you who told me. I want Tommen to be told that I was an inside agent.
In what context were you told it through then? Before I agree to anything?
I was told in person when I asked a cloaked figure whom I suspect the name of, and I believe I'm correct.
Well, I will tell Tom that you were an inside agent if you tell us this.
Do you speak for the party? Does he speak for you all?
I already said that what my piece was that I wouldn't kill him, and that I would say he was an inside agent, or at least a turned agent, I believe.
2 out of 5.
How messed up is he looking?
Not very.
Bastard.
Lads, trust me. Trust me.
I've told you. I'll tell him that you gave us information that helped us find his brother. But only if you give us the information.
I'll tell him you told us this information and that you're an inside agent.
I believe I spoke to Trislin the Wise.
That's the radiance, right?
That's the Pope.
We kind of already knew that, mate.
Yeah,
well,
we kind of look at him like, come
We
on,
needed
man.
the confirmation. We needed the
Okay,
confirmation.
I'm
that
gonna
they
say
had.
right. I'm gonna give you an option
Yeah,
here.
but what other old man was it going to be?
I'm really tempted
Met one
to
old
keep
man.
you hostage and see if one of those big cult leaders will turn up for us to take on. And I know at least a few of my party are. You don't want that. You'd rather we take you back to the castle singing your praise, leave you to your duties.
Fictional finances.
We can add
Do
you
you
some fictional
intend-
finances to deal with.
Fix his fucking book, I guess.
Do you intend to double agent in the literal sense of telling the cult that we've questioned you?
Do I intend to tell the people who skin people alive
Do you
that I've
intend to
betrayed their
throw
trust?
us under a bus in any way with them?
If I was caught,
You know our identities, I'm just
How did he
checking.
contact you?
usually written information. Usually I get it delivered to my house.
And unusually?
I have been contacted in person. The only time it's ever happened, it was Nicholas.
Any other? No magic?
No magic. I've never
They've never
been.
spoken your
I've
head.
never been contacted magically. No. Although, for all I know, they've been magically putting things under my door in written form. I have no way of confirming that that wasn't magically put there. But
No, I just wanted to know if they were talking in your head.
never to me.
I'm gonna send a message to Lubnub and I'm gonna say, can you choke him out again and we'll see how long it takes for this muscle to turn up for us to kill.
Right. Let's get you back in the castle, shall we?
Agreed.
If you struggle, it makes it worse. And I go to knock him out.
Now, you were telling the truth, so your intention is to bring him back to the castle as far as he knows. So he is going to submit.
We're going to bring him back once we're done with him.
Yeah,
He,
my intention
he
is...
knows that you were telling the truth, and he's going to submit.
Yeah. To be clear, once we kill this guy, my pet is we'll take him back to the castle. Sorry, let me clarify further. Once, assumably Holy Fist is
I
going to show
presume
up.
you're not talking about I will kill this man then bring his dead body
No, no,
back.
no.
Because you
One-
already promised you would.
We're gonna
Get
try
him
and
his
lure
job
Holy
and save
Fist
him.
here
Yeah,
first
yeah,
before
once-
we go back to the castle, though.
Once
Yes.
we kill Holy Fist, I assume eventually we're going to place him in the castle for safekeeping.
I will point out that Torek didn't say yes to anything.
I also didn't agree we were
You
gonna do
nodded.
No, I didn't.
I looked at you and you
I'm very
nodded
sure you
agreement
nodded.
on the deal.
It looked like you nodded, my guy.
If
You're
I
not under zone. Not
That-
under zone of truth.
and
So it
said,
really doesn't matter.
but-
It's
I
just actual
mainly-
cop and bad cop.
110%. I'm going to tell them he was a double agent.
Torek,
Oh, I'm
do
gonna
you
live
know
up
if
to my
there's
end.
any areas within the
I don't
sewers that have a bit of space that we could...
There are some places that are bigger than this.
Enough
I
room
can
for
bring
me.
you to
Somewhere that
the
would
playground of my rats from when they were babies.
Let's
somewhere
go to
that
a big
looks
let's
like
go to a big
boss
open
fight area.
space.
Is that big enough for me to get big?
Probably not. There's few places in the sewer where someone who is 12 to 14 feet would be able to
I don't
stand.
have much for this fight as well, by the way, so you guys we need to be careful.
You could attempt to long rest while you wait.
No, God, no. There's not a chance.
Careful is not my middle name.
I think we should have asked him
It's not
how
what I wanted
long
to say.
he means by if I'm not responding
He didn't
for a
know
long
I
time.
asked him,
Yeah,
he
he
didn't
didn't
know.
know.
He didn't have an
Oh,
exact.
right.
But you could have asked for an estimate.
Yeah.
Too late now.
Guesstimating. How long?
Wake him up. How long? Okay, thanks.
Don't read into that too much.
Snap.
Right.
How fast do I need to run back to the castle?
Why don't we take shifts?
You'll be alive, but
Half
you'll
of
never
us
walk
stay awake,
again.
half of us try to rest.
I
Like,
mean, I
decides who needs the rest.
I don't need the rest. I'm pretty
quite
fucking
tired.
banging.
I'm like a wee pup.
Stan or Torek, do either of you need a long rest?
How unconscious is... He's proper gone, right?
Mechanically speaking, the maximum amount of time people stay unconscious from a knockout is 4 hours.
4 hours.
Yeah, but 2 people are going to stay awake. They can knock him out again.
Because you're saying this, Torek takes,
Look.
like, decides it's time to bring something up.
Okay.
I was going to say, I have something
Just
very
really bad
unethical
timing.
that you could do. You were given a bunch of weed.
Yeah.
You can get this guy stoned while he's unconscious.
I mean,
If you're worried about him causing problems, I mean,
No.
stoned person
No.
in manacles.
Just get him so stoned.
It was
he,
a
he
case
wakes
of-
up and he's like, wait, guys.
Tell us
The
everything.
castle, guys. What's...
Guys,
it was a case
hold
of
on,
I
but
really
wait.
need him to not know what I'm about to say.
I mean, he's unconscious. Look.
You slap him, he wakes up. What? What? Where am I?
Like how to make sure he's unconscious properly. If he wakes up,
Give
he's
me a
not
medicine check.
unconscious. That's 17.
I feel like you should stop rolling on that screen. It kills your momentum.
Yeah, there's issues. What did you say? Sorry.
Medicine.
Medicine 17 plus 3 is 20.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty knocked out. He's fully unconscious.
Are you doubting my capabilities?
No, it's just a case of I'm trying to kill time so that Zuax can be present for me, bringing up. Although I suppose
I can say
Matt
while
knows,
this is happening, you guys are making your way through the sewers. You're bringing them to a location. Your best bet to have full mobility is probably either if you go back to the castle. There's rooms in there that you would be big enough to
all
get.
I was gonna.
Ariadne's place has a big garden. You could do it there.
With all the dogs.
We're
that's the
thinking
other
that
thing.
If
You
he's
could go to
in
the
the
forest.
sewers,
You could just go
that's...
to the woods. That's just a big open area.
Nicholas wouldn't be able to stop me.
No, what was gonna be said is about my little
Jax, hurry up.
spell.
I'm coming.
Get back.
Do a spell.
Sorry.
My what is it again? Was it a potion or
Your
a?
pathogen.
You have a token that you have been told, if expended, would allow you a very special casting of the spell Contagion, powered up by a spirit of plague.
So I think Torek, like, as you guys are all, alright, let's find a big running space or whatever. He's
Let's
gonna
find
like
that boss fight. That's fine, I don't read that.
Yay!
I think it's time to level up.
I have something that while we were all whatever was happening, a spirit. I got there was something with rats, and I've been given
Crisp, stop dancing. God damn it. You're distracting everyone.
lads, calm down.
Calm down. You can't see it right now, but Vinny is also
Yeah, probably.
shinnying away.
Of course.
Confirmation.
I've been.
We do it the whole day.
Yeah, I bet that. It's a real shame we can't see. Yeah, I've been given the possibility to kill a lot of people
Stop the tippy taps.
and direct that very easily. But I was going to use it, but I don't want to accidentally trigger the apocalypse. I don't.
In your apocalypse.
And how would you do that?
Zuak, as he's talking about this, you hear the grumbling. You're in the earth. You can feel the presence of your god
Oh, God.
intensifying.
Does this feel negative to me, or?
It feels like you are receiving a vast majority of his perception at this moment, and that he would really like to hear this aspect.
Please continue.
That's.
Would it dialogue give you something too?
Oh no! It was a spirit. I've never seen them before, but I think they just something about contagion.
But is it an ability they've given you, like a spell?
As they say contagion, both of you roll me Arcana. Actually, on
Do
Zuak,
I
one
get
of
any
you,
more time?
you don't really know magic. Like,
I'm all. Well,
How do you levitate?
That's so mean.
the two main spellcasters is who I'm asking.
Okay.
Oh,
For,
well,
So-
what
so,
did you say?
for
A
Zuak's
dirty
point of view,
20.
it,
So
you
Torek
could
can
roll
stand.
religion instead.
I will roll religion when it comes to the. I didn't get so.
There's only
What'd you
eight for
get?
me.
13.
As one of the spellcasters.
No, that's right.
A dirty 20.
Sorry, 20. You've heard of the spell Contagion. You are aware roughly of its effects, and that in a normal casting you could customize a disease or illness and force someone to be inflicted by it. Traditionally speaking, it would cause something like blindness or pain or crippling or like inability to cast spells, deafness, muteness, blindness. The effects are massive, but usually non-lethal. What he's talking about seems to be a
Sounds
lethal
lethal and
variant.
bigger.
Lethal and multi-target.
So I'm going to say, so is this, they've given you the ability to cast an amplified spell?
Something like that would have to be tied to something more than just a spirit.
From within you? Or...
That's not really the. I could end this all right now. I could.
Or
you could
could
cause the
all of them.
apocalypse right now, and I want to know
end all of us right now.
if I had to take something off of you. I want to insight check.
On your Arcana, from knowing a lot about just magic in general, you get the sense that that is the type of threat as if someone was like, I'm going to take your deal away from you.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, motherfucker, they'll come back in 2 days. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Like, if
I think
this-
it's more the
if
case that I think
Ascension-
she's wondering if, like,
It sounds like what Torek
is there a big red
talking
button
about-
that we can take off you?
It sounds like
that'll
what Torek
slow
is
it
talking
down?
about, that something sentient has given him some ability to cast
So it would
this.
give okay.
So you get the sense that if it was removed from his person, the entity would maybe take time to do so, but would likely work its way
Yeah.
back to him.
I'm gonna say to Torek, I'm gonna say, do you not like genuinely curiosity, not judgment, from what he's just said, that there's either multiple things leading towards the same goal, or there's one thing using different directions to pull different people towards the same goal. Do you think it's possible that whatever it is that wants this apocalypse has looked at you and went, this guy despises the church, despises the city, if I hand him a big red button, he'll push it?
There's a reason I haven't done it yet.
Do you intend to still not do it?
I've brought this up in case any of you would have a better idea than
The apocalypse? Yeah, I think there's a few better ideas.
Everyone involved in trying to bring about the Crimson Dawn.
I mean, does it have to be killing? You know, just be like, oh, I want everyone who wants the Crimson Dawn to happen for malicious reasons to come out in big red spots and have itchy armpits.
Technically, I could get them to, not that, who the fuck cares about that? I
thought
could
it'd be
get
funny.
them. Toric is not suddenly going, oh, to be fair,
That's
you know
actually
what?
Fair, I never thought
I'm
about
gonna-
To be fair, chicken pox is annoying.
Oh, man, I could give them
But
drippy willy
Just
syndrome.
to specify, as
You hate the
as
church, I just
someone
thought it'd be
who's
funny, man.
as someone who's messed with perhaps similar forces before, you don't always, well, you get what you ask for, but you don't usually get what you intended to be the outcome. Quite often these things are twisted to better suit whoever it is that's giving you that power. They don't give you that for free.
I've had one goal since I met you, and before that, I just thought it could be worth trying to use this to end the situation that we are barreling towards.
What's your goal?
I
You've had
need
one
some
goal.
people to die.
It's the destruction of the church, it always has been.
It just so happens those people are involved in the same things that are going wrong at the moment.
What of the likes of Zuri, who wants to help people through the name of that church? Do you think that the people
I've
that
actually looked
the
up
people
names.
the people that you hate?
Zuri would be the dwarf.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
but as in
Dwarf version.
Toric doesn't know if he was involved or not.
So
'cause
I
I've
want
been
to know,
so sidetracked.
do you think that obviously this church has a lot of corrupt people in it, and it has someone high up corrupting a lot of people lesser down? Do you think perhaps it would be worthwhile taking out all of the corrupt people and leaving the people who maybe do genuinely just want to project light and all that jazz?
I would like to say something. Toric, we've spent quite a
He's just crying.
Toric!
You say it's good.
Sorry!
We've all spent quite a lot of time with each other in
It's
the
been like a
past.
couple of days, can't it?
Yeah, well, it's been a couple of days, but I feel
It's
like it's
been about a week and a half
Yeah,
at
it's-
minimum.
Damn, that's not very long actually.
I haven't had friends.
Actually, if we count all the long rests, I think you have been at it about 2, maybe 3 weeks
Yeah.
of constant
so.
communication with each other, constantly spending each day with each
Constant
other.
communication.
I-
Someone disappeared for 2 days.
Never been with a group like this before, but Toric, I know at the end of the day you'll do what's right when it comes to it, and I would like to put forward, if we fail, I think it would be better for everyone to die than spend their lives slaves under some sort of demonic power.
That's the other thing. That's the other reason I was asking is
Take everybody out and
I want to say I'm looking over his shoulder like this, like genuinely eyes are like. If you're gonna do this, like if we fail and then you're gonna do that, could you could you give me like a day or like maybe like an hour and I'll just leave? Because I don't know if there's anywhere else you can
Don't come to school
Everyone
tomorrow.
in Greydrop dies.
Like, I'll
Honestly, I'm kind of with her. I do not want to die in this city.
Like, yeah, I'll get Ariadne.
But
We'll
I-
just
to be
we'll
clear,
bounce.
This would be in a situation where
if I
we
die in this
fail,
city,
we
do
would
not
be
bury
dying
me here,
regardless.
or I will
No,
kill
if
you
we
from
fail,
beyond.
then they're going to summon a Baylor and the place
You're
will
not
be
coming down with
filled
us?
with
Glad you
demons. I'm
listened
just
to
going
that,
to
'cause
leave.
they
You're not coming down with.
You're looking at the DM. I'm not going to stop you from
Well, I was looking at you like, I'm
I'm
going to
not
leave. I'm gonna...
I'm not gonna lie. I was under the impression that we were all in this for the long haul. Like like we were going down, or we were winning.
I am winning.
Yeah, I'm going to
But to be clear, if I die in this city, do not bury me in this city, or I will kill you.
You could also leave, and then you could help people elsewhere. There's not just this city.
As you say, if I die, don't bury me in this city, you hear a voice grumbling saying,
Oh, okay.
you will not die.
I thought you were gonna say you hear the clanking of a big armor as the
And
guy
here?
arrives.
Yeah.
I mean, I fucking agree.
It's been looming over me for quite a while, to be honest.
It goes over my head.
I'm actually quite terrified. I've died once.
I've got a lot of money now. I feel like if we're going to die, I'll just leave.
But what if, say, we are in some sort of, the Baylor is there in front of us.
I really thought you were going to say, what if we were in some sort of, boss room or, or
So
Right.
pre-done map where
we
there
go
was no
through-
exit.
We go through the fog wall, and there's only one way out.
The triumphant score starts.
All of a sudden, you start hearing women singing in a choir, and then
Look,
There are ways in which if I had to die, I would die for certain reasons quite happily. Just to go down with the sinking ship of a city is not one of them.
I agree with that.
what about going down with a group of friends?
I could be so cruel.
Zone of
I-
Zone of truth is
I
still
don't.
up. And
Yeah,
it's just
I don't want
nah.
to upset you.
You're not under
Heroin.
the
But I know. But I
You
don't.
can lie. Please lie to me.
I like that. I don't want to upset you. You can lie. You're not bound to tell the truth.
I don't want to upset
Please
you.
lie to me.
If I think the city's going to end, perhaps I will pick up your little turtle ass and take you with me.
You do have a small ass.
She likes me.
Yay.
I'll take that as a friendship.
Okay.
I'll take that as a friendship as such a sad line.
She's like,
It's Nyland's actual entire relationship at this point. I was like, why won't you love me? You're a weirdo.
Just take solace in the fact that I do not plan to die in this shithole of a city.
I will say I don't have any intention of. I would rather you all stay alive.
if you unleash a horrific plague without telling me, I'm going to be really upset.
No, I think you won't. I think they'll all be like.
I'll be upset if you do it while
Dying.
I'm in the city and it will affect me.
That's an option if we all die, or if we're all dying and you're the last one remaining. Please do it. Take everything out.
One point was, if anyone has
Kill
any
everyone.
ideas how I could
I gave you
Use
my
your
use
ashes.
this to destroy everything at its source, for
Chicken pox
example,
and
the
issues.
Baylor,
Itchy chicken pox, man.
I noted to be
Literally.
reviewed later.
I mean, if we can work out how to get to the Shadow Fell, or if we can work out how to just infect all the doppelfuck creatures, let's do that. But
That
Just be
need-
careful, but you don't say everything dead because that could kill him.
as long as I have
We need to remember.
had what I want to happen to the people I want those things to happen to, I'm
Oh, don't
happy to use it to finish off.
Well, the Pope's
The
gonna
last
die,
are you
Gwendolyn's
going
gonna
to kill
die.
every single member of the church, including people who've just been recruited?
I'd like to point out, we know it's not the Baylor that we need to worry about now. He's
Well,
it's
no,
a-
I think he's on the list.
he's on the list, but it's a means to an end. Like
Yeah, it's the big scary Shadow Man.
what we've seen is not a Baylor.
No.
We
Well,
need
I've
to
never seen
find
a
where
Baylor,
they
to be fair.
summon him, no?
Probably
And
the
who
church.
would be summoning him?
Probably the Pope.
If it's just those four.
I wish I had a
People.
name or
Look,
Oh,
it's not
guys.
for, it's free because
I
we
feel
took
like
care of
I've got
Nicholas. I'm gonna kill
like this
the.
idea. I don't know where it's going, but I'm already like, I'm in, man.
She can deal with Gwendolyn because she spoke to her the most. and I feel like you need to 1v1 the Pope.
I'm going to 1v1. It's going to be a Pope-off. It's literally going to be a free
At a stretch, it's going to be
I
you two
cast
again.
silence, and then it's just two old guys punching each other.
At best, it should be you two versus the
There's
Pope.
0 damage on your punches.
I've been hiding
And I
something
can
this
just
whole entire time
stand
for
like
when that happens.
out of range of silence and just moonbeam him repeatedly until
Right.
he dies.
Right, I think I have a plan.
That sounds like a really good plan, to be honest.
Are we going to follow this plan? Because we are notorious for throwing plans out
Well,
the
it's
window.
up to you
Well-
guys if we follow it or not.
I followed every plan you gave me.
Some things happen.
Stan said maybe.
Yeah.
At
So,
least he's honest.
some of you guys are saying you kind of need a rest, some of you aren't. We seem to be kind of undecided on how long this might take, waiting on them turning up for this guy. How long are we really willing to wait when we're kind of on a time limit? Realistically.
Can I
Why
get back
don't
to you
we-
on that?
We can
Can I get back to you on that? Because I don't know how
No.
long my patience will
How
last.
about we wait a couple of hours first and then we'll see.
Why don't we wait a couple of hours, and then plan B, we do know who one of the big four is, let's just go knock on Gwendolyn's door real hard and deal with it that way.
Oh, that is such a good idea. I would like to have a chat.
She's already got a 1v1 Gwendolyn.
I think you'd also like to have a chat with Gwendolyn.
Wait, are we actually going to talk to her, or is it kick in the door and kick in her teeth?
Yes.
That
Kick in the door, kick in her teeth briefly,
Brief.
then talk to her.
Do you still think you could fix her?
No, but you need to try and get information from people. We've interrogated everyone else so far. Please don't just walk in and kill the one that we know is important. What's wrong with all of you?
I asked the question, I never complained.
I never said I was, you know.
We could.
You can't do the kicking anyway.
You! Not death on sight.
I will pause
Moonbeam
on
on
this
side.
and remind you that you've seen Gwendolyn cast magic.
Yeah.
So if she
Yeah.
has her mouth available to talk, she has her mouth available for
we can
powerful
cut.
stuff.
We can break
I can
a
read
jaw.
minds.
Silence.
We can break a jaw. Yeah.
Right, okay, plan. Walk in, break a jaw, question via thoughts.
But just bear in mind
Let
that
me
at any
commune quickly
point
with my god while I check my spell slots because I think I can do
I
something
But
very
you were
fun.
on site.
kill a lot of people.
Okay, so we
Maybe
set
one
for
or
how
two.
many hours? Does someone want to roll a d4? And we'll set for that many hours.
I mean,
Is
love
it
not
enough to
silly
get me a long
patience.
rest though? Because I would like the long rest.
I rolled a 4.
We set for 4 hours. I'm gonna see if I can
After
do a
the
short
first
rest
hour-
in that time. Wait, I want to see if
After the first hour, Stoneheart sits up.
Oh.
No, go back to
What happened? And are we
No,
still in the sewer?
back to sleep.
No,
What do you
no.
mean back to sleep?
Just
Not back to sleep. Let's go
Okay.
home.
No, go back to sleep.
No.
What is the rest
Go
thing
to bed.
with the elf thing? Can I not rest
You
in
get
4
a
hours?
long rest in 4 hours, but it's not that you get a long rest in 4 hours, it's that you only need to meditate for 4 hours. You still need 8 hours of inactivity
Right,
to
okay.
regain your spell slots. But what it is really useful for is things like keeping watch. So you could be like, okay, someone stay up for 2 hours, someone stay up for 2 hours, and then I'll take the remainder of the watch.
Okay.
I need to finish a long rest to change my spell slots, don't I?
You do.
Damn.
Okay.
Look, we're moving towards the castle. It's best if you stay under.
Yeah, just you know.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Might just roast. I was going to say I might roast sleight of hand, but what I meant by that was unarmed strike.
Yeah,
Repeatedly
just walks
discreet.
over like that.
Wow.
It's okay.
Go to sleep.
Come on,
My
laptop.
sweet
I know you're
summer
shit.
child. And then just knocks him.
So let's get this flat roll done. Nope, that's an 8 plus persuasion, you said?
Yeah.
That's a 9.
He's like, I'll remain conscious for the remainder of the journey if it's all the same to you.
No. No.
I can walk. It's not an issue.
No.
Do you
You
have
literally can't.
an idea of how
Should've
long?
made him marry.
Do you actually scratch that?
He does not wish to take a joint.
Oh.
Put the bag on. Put the bag on.
Ah,
Don't
fuck
give him a
it.
choice, just light it and make him,
Um,
make him smoke.
I'm gonna
It's
cast
night time.
sleep
I've put
on
up cage. I've
Roll
put
that
up blanket
lights.
over you. It's night. Go to bed.
What do I do? I roll 5d8.
And then if that exceeds his hit point total, if the total of 5d8 exceeds what his hit points are, he falls asleep instantly.
Oh, I could do something incredibly stupid right now.
Oh,
I
Surely,
24.
no, not you.
He
I
does
could-
not drop.
Bastard.
I could send message to the Pope and
Does
not
the
have
spell
to pop
still
right now,
get
right here,
extended
right now. This is my
Oh, sorry?
location.
Spell still expended.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one way to.
This is my location. I have piss pants.
Roll me,
Send
a, roll me a
best.
stealth check to see if you can do that without him noticing.
Sure.
Otherwise, he's going to know that you cast something on him and he resisted.
Do you want us to finish this campaign right here, right now? Just.
Send your best.
Yeah.
I got piss pants, and then that's all he gets.
With disadvantage.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing
so-
that.
I didn't say with disadvantage.
No, but I
you
mean
can roll
my armor.
with oh yeah.
Well,
With
that's not be sleight of
disadvantage.
hand and stealth.
Not really, because it's got verbal component as well.
And to be fair, the heavy armor only applies to movement.
That's true. Straight roll.
Well, it depends on the. It depends
Still,
on
I'm-
visual
I'm
somatic.
happy
19.
with him. 90. Okay, he doesn't.
Like I think it specifically applies to stealth checks made to move because the armor creaks while you're
Yeah,
trying to stealthily crouch places.
no problem. On a 19, he doesn't notice.
That's nice.
We're still kind of.
My plan was Toric to.
Yeah, so we wait for 4 hours, I guess.
Okay. He stays conscious, looking at you all.
I throw the cloak over his head and go, got a blanket on it, night time, go to bed.
It's not night. I remember what time it was.
He's not a goldfish.
No.
He's.
We're just wandering as though we're lost in the sewers.
What was your plan for Toric? You said
To do the thing, but I've said twice. It sounds like I've been joking, but I actually have meant it.
Get him high.
Oh.
Like he can
He doesn't really
I
he
mean,
wants
We're
one.
not gonna
Right.
forcefully drug this man.
have you.
Says the guy
Says
who was-
Zurak, the biggest act of hypocrisy of the week.
Yeah, but I tried to
No,
be
that
on.
was a 15-year-old.
I understand.
That doesn't count. That doesn't count. That was.
I understand he's not willing to take a.
That was a
roll up.
weird dog.
However, if we light it and he just inhales the smoke, it's going to be the same thing, no?
pass the ganja, man.
Not so much.
It's a weaker effect, but we'll get there in the end.
Very weakened effect.
Yeah, but
and
for
also,
4 hours you get the whole party stoned on
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
You
yeah.
can't smoke.
Fine.
The
We've
plan
got
is
the
to
cloak
wait
over
for
his
the-
head. I'm guiding him walking
The
while he
plan
can't see, and I'm just going to keep making random
is
turns
to
to make it
wait
seem like
for
we're making progress.
The
Okay.
muscle of the cult we've been wanting to fight.
If you're
from the
moving
beginning,
about,
and we want to be high for that. Fucking.
if you're moving about after the 4 hours, there is no sign of anyone coming to find you.
And I have something quickly I'd like to say. I'm gonna make sure Piss Pants can hear this as well because I'm doing something.
Yes.
Can hear.
Yeah, so he can hear. So I'm like, so I know how you've found me rather suspicious at times, and I know I'm not exactly the most emotionally competent when it comes to how I'm feeling at times, but I think I have to be a little bit truthful with you. In my younger years, I spent a lot of time working with the theocracy above. It's how I gained my acolyte status. I
The
did.
one we're against.
I used to work with them.
Stream can't see this,
You can
but
roll me. You can roll me an insight check if you want.
Yeah.
while they roll this insight check, Stream can't see this. Our dear Toric is off camera,
Has a
hunched
12.
over in
Dying.
shock.
12. He seems to be telling the truth.
I'm gonna say
This was
you worked with these people.
before I.
No, it's okay. I'm not judging you on your past. I'm judging
Thank
you on
you.
the fact that earlier you were saying to me you wanted to cast a spell to learn more about something, but we needed to know some information on it to begin with.
Yeah.
Do you want to cast that spell in the many above?
Well, I don't need to do that because I know a fair enough about them already.
Yes, but it'll give you more. The whole point is you know enough someone now. It'll give you more. That's literally you described the spell to me. I also know the spell myself, but you described the spell to me as however much you know, it gives you more. If you know lots, maybe it would give us stuff that you don't know.
But the theocracy above are not the ones currently at this moment in time that we are fighting. We are fighting a different force that may or may not be.
But it may
Higher
be
by
linked to it.
It could be linked, but I'm
What
not.
if we learn some things from that?
I don't remember from my time that they were messing around with Baylors.
That was a while ago, though.
quite a while ago, yeah, when I was an acolyte.
As you're saying that, you know that there are evil aligned gods in the theocracy. It's not inconceivable that one of them might work with devilish kind. It's unlikely that an organised religion would want any forces of chaos involved.
Okay.
I thought I would just kind of put that out there so that you know who I am.
Okay.
But I left to.
I was responsible for a man's death.
Holy shit, this is great.
I
I'm gonna get the teapot out. I'm getting the teapot out.
We're
I'm
now
gonna
walking
start
with
brewing
teapots.
some tea.
Toric's standing awkwardly behind, like,
He's listening to it all.
I'll get another teapot, a teacup out, and
Pass it back.
actually I'm gonna take 4 out, and I'm gonna give 1 to fucking Henry.
No, this is. I don't want
What,
him
can
to
I
hear
come
that.
quick? Well-
He said it specifically loud. I
Okay,
know
I'm
he's
gonna
got
give
good
it to you.
perception, so I'm going to
Okay.
specifically hold
Uh,
way back.
Okay. I'll say stealth check with advantage.
Okay.
But regardless of what the number is, you're still going to say that.
Yeah.
You've already said that.
Yeah. 21. That'll be.
Okay.
So I'm going to say to you, I was responsible for a man's death.
Holy shit.
I feel I feel a lot of guilt over it. It was when I first started making the enchanted items. They're not the most effective at all times, and I didn't know that. It was the first one I'd made, so I made what I thought was going to be a weapon to help him. He was like an adventurer. He was going to slay something. I sent him off with that, and it didn't have the ability that he expected it to have, and he died.
Oh, wow.
And that's why when I made something for Lubnub,
You wanted to make sure
I
it was...
made sure I told him that I didn't. I sometimes feel like a bit of a fraud.
Wow, that's...
Clearly, I'm actually fucking amazing because I made that.
No, you are
but
great. You made it really, but I'm...
Turns out I was just practicing at the start.
You know that
and
Yeah,
wasn't
you,
very
you're,
good.
you're fully responsible for that man's
me
death. You should
totally
feel guilty about that.
insane.
No, I know
You're
I
not
should,
insane, my
but
friend
at the
also
same
insane.
time-
Yeah, no.
He did also get a magical item, so it did work to an extent. He also might just have not been a very good adventurer.
It could have been a really bad adventure. Maybe it could have helped him in some way.
Okay, I hoped it helped a bit, but
Since we're opening up to each other, I used to sell fake potions to people
as medicine.
as medicine.
Oh, that's
And,
quite
uh,
unethical.
I did that for a long time.
Were you charging them for it?
I was charging them a lot of money.
Oh, that's not great. I think you
And-
should really do that.
It wouldn't help them, but I would be gone by the time they figured that out. And if I'm going to be entirely honest, they'd probably be gone by the time they figured that out.
That's really not great.
This was before I found.
I feel like that makes my thing look a lot better.
Right, love, we're not pointing.
I need to tell you something else.
We're not pointing
This is-
fingers here.
This is a big one.
Oh my god, okay. Yeah.
I'm not a wizard. Everyone keeps saying I'm a wizard. I'm not a
Are
wizard.
you a paladin?
No.
What are you?
Lubnub comes back from having a pee. What are they talking about?
This whole time
interesting.
everyone's just saying I'm a wizard, and I just kind of went along with
Do
it.
you know what? It lines up.
And I'm
That
not,
lines up.
I'm not actually a wizard.
She said she was responsible for
I
the
am a
death of the
cleric,
person
though, so
because of her
I don't
magical items,
Right.
but then he said that he used to sell fake potions to people.
Fake medicine.
I did
And
eventually.
I just said I'm not a wizard. If you missed that one.
I did eventually. The bureaucracy above was not very. They can be incredibly selfish at times, and it rubbed off a lot.
This was a good chat. Should we go and kick in that girl's door now?
As you say this was a good chat, you hear Ariadne's voice in your head saying, I have expressed before, not your secretary. Come pick up your fucking mail.
I have mail.
Ooh, will we take Harry with us?
No, I'll just go get it myself. You guys, I'll come
Are
back.
you sure you'll be fit? Okay.
I take off. I run.
Well, last time that happened, she disappeared for 2 days, and
I'm glad you heard all that, Lubnub.
As I start running, I turn back and I send a message to Torek and go, "Are you coming? You're in my adventure, buddy."
Torek is completely has been thrown into a wall by these revelations. So in panic, plus the thought of what these are dodgy motherfuckers. Okay, I'll join, and like does just follow, and it's like I'll come.
You'll be
Call
safe with
us
me.
if-
You'll be safe with me.
No, and then logs off.
So you two continue through the sewer, or sorry, you three, because Stan is with you guys.
I think actually.
So
as
this is
I'm-
where we're going to fight a boss then, right?
God damn it.
As I'm
Sus
running,
free, we must be getting into a boss fight.
I tell. Let's
Make
go
one
for
of those.
Lizard, to come and find me if they like to stick around
Not
with these
if,
guys.
when?
Oh, sweet. So you want me to hang out with these three, and then I'll come find you if there's trouble.
Oh, is Stan,
Exactly.
so Stan's staying with us, yeah?
Yeah.
If
I
there's
told
trouble-
you, we are getting into a fight. This is how
anyone-
this
Where are you
happens.
Oh, I'm just gonna join. I'm gonna join Nine.
Where's she going?
I'm not
For
sure.
Team Crumpets.
We'll be going to Ariadne's. You know-
Okay,
you know
I know that
that
place.
I waved
With
at
the
her.
dogs.
Yes, with the dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the drunk one.
Yes, and the drunk one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry, I've been trying to make her less drunk. But just
Okay.
if someone else
Rat has
comes
no
here
concept of
and
therapy.
that they start fighting, come to me and
I'll run to Ariadne's.
Thank you.
Hi, little rat.
Good boy.
We're like a while away though from
fuck.
that house.
We are definitely getting jumped.
Are we though?
Yeah, we're
Well,
getting
you were at near Ariadne's,
Yeah.
but Lubnub said he spent 3 hours walking in random directions.
No, in the room we were in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
I was
Circle of the
misunderstood.
room
Like,
for an
that's why I
I
specified.
misunderstood.
Right.
I thought you were picking random corners to go around.
No, I put
I
the close.
understand.
I'm trying to give the illusion of I was taking him somewhere.
I understand.
He's just walked around the room the
Yeah.
entire time.
So, Lizard is very close to Ariadne's.
Excellent.
Probably 10 minutes for this rat to find you.
Okay.
As we're running, I'm gonna go, Tarek.
10 minutes for this rat to find you when this goes down.
Tarek,
Yeah.
I am. I know you heard all
You got your
that.
spells ready?
I was kind of a dodgy salesperson.
Your
Bar
one
up, back
didn't
up.
bother me too much.
I feel like I'm a bit of a better person now. I'm working on that.
Compared to I was working with the cult that's trying to bring us
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
his,
know what
his
they
stuff
are
was a
not
bit
called.
less.
They are not
dodgy
called-
You're not here. You can't defend
They're-
yourself.
They're priests. I
Yeah,
learned how to become a
His
priest.
were really wild, weren't they? I thought my story was wild. His was
I
wild.
trusted you guys.
His was extra wild. We keep running.
He still loves
I'm
you.
still doing that. I'm gonna look at Stan and be like, anything you want to get off your chest, bud?
I'm gonna say, can we?
You know what? I think there is a couple things.
Okay.
Is it this week's sponsor? Armor.
NordVPN.
I mean, it wasn't this week's sponsor, but since you mentioned it,
Nah.
ladies and gentlemen, this week's sponsor
Yeah.
is. Let me just read what that says in the dark. Deodorant. Ladies and gentlemen, this week's sponsor is just the concept of deodorant. You should wear it sometime. I promise it makes things better.
For when you're in the sewer and you
Deodorant?
don't want to smell like one.
Aww.
Deodorant.
Deodorant.
Deodorant. Be in the sewer. Don't smell like one.
Aw.
Tarek, can we go up from the sewer
No,
air a bit
hang on,
early?
Stan
Oh,
saying
I
something.
thought he was giving us a sponsor.
No,
No,
don't
that,
make that up.
I directed that into a sponsor, however he actually did have a secret.
He's got secrets.
He is
So,
very-
guys,
because you're judgmental.
this feels like a little bit of a hostile environment to admit this, but I may or may not occasionally go to the Church of Antarctic and may or may not worship Antarctic. It just felt like a very hostile place to bring that up. But, I mean, you guys seem not that bad against the fierce many of us, so I thought maybe I'd bring that up.
I literally couldn't care.
It's good for you to admit that to us. Wait, so are you for or against the theocracy above?
I mean, it's just another religion.
Okay. Okay.
Stan worships Antara.
So, we cut to Nilatria and Torek.
Can you bring us up before Ariadne's?
Are you for something in particular?
A shop.
I'm going shopping.
Oh no, my nemesis.
Okay.
You got invited to the shop, maybe.
Well, it was a good
no.
stream,
I'm
guys.
not-
I'm gonna go wait in the
I'm
car.
not going properly shopping. Relax. Pop up. Is it
Tiso.
daytime?
Sure, there's definitely shops.
I
Daytime or
cut to
nighttime?
Tiso there.
Daytime.
I just want to go and buy flowers.
Sure, yeah, you do.
Tiso rips out of Torik's body and screams, and then zips it back.
Thank God, at least
I'm just buying flowers. Calm down.
Yeah, and then you make your way to Ariadne's. Nice and quick. Takes you like 25 minutes, half an hour to buy flowers, hop over. Yeah, you can see that Ariadne is waiting by the door with an armed guard that looks annoyed that he has been kept here. A member of the City Watch. Nalathria,
Well, that's
Hello.
not a
says the guard. I have a message for you. Edmund has asked me to personally deliver it.
Who the hell's Edmund?
Edward.
Edmund's
Pevensey.
Pevensey.
And he has
This
his
is
letter.
pain.
Thank you.
Inside the letter, you see written out new development. Heard lots of things of new bodies being found. They seem to be moving away from skinning.
Oh.
These have all been drained of blood.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay.
And
That's
Ariadne
not
says, "Hello,
Oh.
am I getting a pay rise anytime soon for my job that I've been doing?"
I hold out the flowers.
Roll me persuasion.
Aw.
This seems kind of gay.
Can I get a homie check?
Oh, that's good. At 27.
You do see she kind of crumbles a little. Thank you. But also, why am I getting all your mail?
I don't know.
Have you been telling people you live here?
Well, I don't have a house.
I don't know.
So,
I've not specifically told people that I'm living here with you.
okay.
Torik's
It does
standing.
feel like my house has turned into some sort of guild hall.
You did offer multiple of
Yeah,
you
I
places
didn't
to
really
sleep.
think that you were all gonna like move in.
Oh,
I
you-
thought
you
this was
all-
gonna be like guests.
To be
coming
fair,
to
you did
visit.
offer this. It has only been like a week.
Or maybe 2.
Or maybe 2. But realistically, it's not going to be very much longer. I am really sorry, and it has been really nice spending time with you again.
Torik's
And I hold out the flowers further again, like,
She
standing
does take the
behind,
flowers.
just marveling at the concept of having an address to receive mail at.
I think after this I will get my own house.
That would be lovely. Hopefully
Would
somewhere nearby.
Would you come visit?
Yes.
That'd be really nice.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'll keep it in mind.
We
Call
need
me
to go
Shay.
somewhere. We need to go,
Oh gosh,
Buy a
gotta buy a
house right
fucking
now.
house.
we need to go find these bodies.
Oh, wait, well, but well,
Did you read
Liz
the letter out loud, or are you just turning to Tori and saying,
Yeah.
we
We
need
need
to
to
find
find
these
some
bodies?
I didn't read the letter out loud.
So she turns to you and says, we need to go find these bodies.
Nyla's hungry, she wants some bodies.
What bodies? And Lizard, I told them to find us here if we the guy, if he
Can you
appears.
speak to rats?
Not to my knowledge.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I'm sure there's a spell book around here somewhere for speaking to them. I could probably learn. If you give me a week or so, I can learn.
That's-
Right,
As- That would be really helpful. That might come in handy. I was meaning more quick, but thank you. I appreciate the effort.
I'll be honest, the only quick way to really get magic is, through a deal.
Oh, I know.
oh, I
So-
can only cast it on myself.
Probably not the route we want to go down.
No.
Should we reroll our death saves? Like, just get that ready.
Yeah.
Fine.
What do you mean by bodies?
We very briefly cut back to this like split screen of like one half user having this conversation and the other half is just like Zuak and Lubnub walking in a circle.
That's good. And as we're doing it, we're going like
Every now and then, I'm knocking him out
599
again.
bottles on the wall,
Would like to
599
cast-
bottles.
Sending
You cast sending. Who would you like to target?
to Lubnub.
I told you everything.
I hear voices in my head.
Lubnub is like, oh, it's talking to me again. I'm gonna kick his cunt in.
Hi, Lubnub. It's Nilatria. That's not even my. Said my own name wrong. It's very dramatic right now. It's Nilatheria.
Nyla Ferry's talking to me. She's having a mental breakdown.
Oh god.
That's not even my name. Oh, wait, no.
That was Jenna.
No, that was phenomenal.
Message from Edward.
Slash maybe Edmund. Not sure.
He
Also doesn't
got
know his
name
name.
wrong.
New bodies found. Drained of blood. Should investigate. Meet at castle. Bye bye.
Oh yeah, fuck
That's
it.
funny fun.
And
So-
Torek has said, what bodies? And watched you just go,
Right, I've contacted the guys. There's Edward has written to me. There's been bodies found with no blood. That screams not good news to me. Let's go see them.
Right, lads, put you some pep in your step. Something fun just came up.
I thought we were going to wait on this guy's thingy's coming to beat.
Nah, something fun just popped up.
you should bring the, what, they should bring the, if they bring,
We're not letting them go yet. We're not
to
letting them go.
then the person might still come and see us.
Statistically, if you just keep carrying this guy around
Yeah,
long
exactly.
enough.
Like,
I
that's
don't think
what-
you're
Stockholm syndrome
I don't
at
think
the
they're
end,
going to
you know,
put him
friend.
anywhere, to be honest with you.
Good. We need to fight the person, the guy together.
Pope.
I think. Well, it's not the Pope. It's the Holy Fist, right? That we're waiting on.
We
I
think
really
the Holy
don't-
Fist is going to be the hunter that's going to come.
Yeah, that's going to
Yeah,
show up and
exactly.
battle this guy once they, you know.
However, if the Pope showed up, that'd be a power move.
With
I'd
that
respect
idea
that.
of
I was going to send
those
a message
guys.
to him and we can have a pulp off right here, right now.
No, we've done this in a campaign before and it didn't end well. If you remember.
We actually have, you know, okay, that makes sense.
I need
Oh
to.
yeah.
And I'm gonna send. Who do I got?
Your
I've
brother
got-
literally
I've got
rage hit
Richard.
that campaign.
I'm gonna say to Richard to go and find Lizard and just tell him that they.
Not Kevin.
No,
Okay.
Richard. It's Richard this time.
Yeah.
Sorry, no. Do you know who I sent? I sent a Tui to go and warn, like. To
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there we go. That's what I
You're
was
like, go
expecting.
warn Lizard, and he's like, oh yeah! And
Oh,
then
yeah.
he starts like bumping, grinding
Yeah,
his way
yeah.
through the streets.
Oh yeah.
No, I tell him to
It's
just
a good thing there's no dogs or
I'm like,
raptors about it.
Dropping that,
find Lizard and just you guys wait for me at home, okay?
No.
No.
You've got it, boss. Oh yeah.
Why did he come Austin Powers?
Sorry, I was
He-
waiting for Dylan to
run-
answer
He
me,
runs
but-
off going, to the window, to the wall.
I love what you've done to my rats. They are creatures of splendor.
You should have known.
But yeah, you guys start making your way through the sewers, and for convenience sake, you are only about 5 minutes away from each other, geographically speaking.
Excellent.
So you get to the castle within 5 minutes of each other.
Yay!
499 bottles. I was still going. Are you okay there, Harry?
Henry.
Henry?
Harry
He
Potter.
does not answer to Harry. Yes, we are. If we're lost, we
Is
take
he
the bag
still
off my head.
slung over the...
No, he's
Yes.
walking.
Oh, right, sorry. I thought he was still unconscious.
It was magical.
It's kind of rude that you didn't sing along with us, but like,
I get out my bit of paper and quill, and I write on the paper, don't speak, just lead me to Edward. And I show it to the guards so that he doesn't know we're at the castle yet. So that Harry doesn't know we're at the castle
Okay.
yet.
We
So
put him
the
under the
guard-
stairs.
Nods, lets you in, and then stands at his post.
Okay, I go to Edward's quarters.
Okay.
I'd probably take this guy back to the accounting area.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No.
Does anyone have disagreements that they'd like to vocalise?
No, just take him with us, man. We're just gonna carry him around.
Well, we do.
Should we wait outside while you talk to Edward?
We do need a hostage so that the guy would he would
Just in case he
transfer.
Why
shows
don't
up.
you guys just go wait in the accounting place with him, make him think he's back there, and then just kidnap him again?
Right,
Don't
I-
want to do that. We want him. You know we have him.
Out of game, who's going to watch him if this is a bunch of cultists we have to kill again?
Just go stand with
Because it's not going to be me.
It's not going to be a bunch of cultists we have to kill,
We
though. I
just-
think.
Put him in my bag of
Probably.
holding. I'll bring him back to life in a bit.
I'm not sure.
Because I think they'll know what he's saying.
Make him weightless and stick him to the ceiling.
How long's that last?
10 minutes, I think.
This poor
That's
man.
not enough time.
While you guys are dealing with that, I'll go to Edward.
Can you meld into stone and then just have him like half in and out of the ground and just leave him like that?
What a talk.
I won't waste that spell on the likes of him.
I'll waste my spell
You enter into
Don't
Edward.
just leave him
Um,
in the accounting area with guards.
He
keeping
is
him there.
sitting upright, like propped up against pillows, up in bed.
Oh, I forgot he was half
He is
dying.
not looking worse, but he's not looking much better. Nalatheria,
I'm here.
there's been more cultish
What's
activity.
The bodies.
Yes.
Yeah, I got your letter. Where are they? I should go and investigate them.
We have taken some into our custody. They are downstairs in the dungeons.
You've got cultists
Corpses,
as well?
Corpses.
Oh.
One of them has a message for you.
One of the bodies? For
What,
me
for you
specifically?
specific?
Yes.
Oh shit. Okay, I'll go have a look.
Speak
I
my
know the
interest.
message I was going to tell you.
Oh, okay, perfect.
It had your name written in Elvish.
Huh.
And then underneath, we're coming to find you.
Yeah. I'm not sure that has anything to do with the cult.
Do you know these people?
Well, goose cheese.
Maybe.
You didn't tell us. You didn't tell us everything. I poured my heart out.
Is Zuak in the room?
No.
Right.
No.
He doesn't know he's been betrayed yet.
It's like
Yeah,
Maybe
an
he never
accident.
will.
We're taking piss.
yeah,
Hashtag
I
Disney
don't
Chamber.
think,
We're gonna
I mean, they
take
might
back
have
the
something to do with the
chamber.
cult, but I
Thank you,
suspect
because
they
I'm not
wouldn't.
watching.
I don't think it'll be an issue for you. I think it'll just be an issue for me.
Can you enlighten me on some
I
of the
love the
situation?
idea of his subjects
Oh,
being killed
there's-
to send a message. I was like, it's not your issue.
Yeah, there's
Yeah, it's an issue, me, not an issue.
Ah.
mate.
Hey, right. There's a group of people that would like to kill me.
Why?
I think this might
See.
be them. Well, you know that I sell items
Yes.
of magical capability.
Of some magical.
Yes,
Wow.
exactly
Wow.
right. No, exactly, yes. So, the first time that I sold one of these,
Yeah.
I didn't know it was some. I just thought I had the ability to create magical items. And the person died. They went off to fight a creature. The item didn't do what they expected, and he died.
Skill issue.
Okay.
And his family
Problem to complete.
are, I believe, monster
the
hunters.
French
And they're-
well.
Choosing to drain people's blood and carve messages into them to.
Well,
That does seem suspicious.
initially I thought that could be a bit suspicious, but
I'd like to circle back onto that because I feel like that is suspicious.
yeah, no, I, if memory serves me right,
No.
it may have been a vampire that he went up against.
He died against a vampire.
That's it.
It would seem so.
Yeah, it's not great.
So there's a good chance this isn't the family.
There's a good chance this is the man, now a
Yeah.
vampire.
Yeah,
Who
that
is going to
sounds
kill
like
me?
that's what's going to happen. Can you fight vampires?
Can't you?
Yes.
Oh yeah, she got her son's heart. She'll be fine.
Okay.
This is so not the right timing.
Are you capable of defending yourself and continuing your work for the city?
Oh yeah.
Then I will leave it in your capable hands to deal with this.
Thank you.
Preferably before more innocents get hurt.
Yeah, I don't like that. I really don't feel good about that.
We'll get back to you on that.
They didn't leave any meeting location.
I know, I'd really prefer to just deal with this. I don't really want anyone else to die. Yeah. I'll deal with this, don't worry about it.
Well, as long as they're not escalating to...
You're going to
Yeah.
go after her, aren't you?
I'm gonna go now.
Ooh.
And I'm
Okay.
gonna leave.
Okay. Please keep me updated on anything that goes
Choose
on.
what area I think I
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna go back to the group and I'm just gonna seem a bit solemn.
Right, so what did he want? You said there was
Oh.
drained bodies, so that sounds fun.
Yeah, there is. I don't think it's anything to do with what we're investigating. I think it's separate.
Right, but we're still to deal with it. I'm still gonna get to kill something.
You sit down.
I think you're gonna kill
Henry.
you're gonna kill this guy, the Holy Fist.
Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna go
Hold
deal
on, that's your plan? That's a bad plan, Henry says.
Is he stoned? Hang on, that's
Yeah,
your
they-
plan?
Hey, man.
Yeah,
That's
they're
plan.
He's really
You're
tired
gonna-
after
you're
the
gonna do
8
that.
hours.
I'm gonna deal with this.
You're gonna deal with it yourself.
Yes.
What is the...
Selfish prick.
What?
Are you 110% sure you'd be able to deal with it yourself? Because we're quite capable.
I don't want you guys to get hurt.
I've already died once.
I don't want you to die again. You told me earlier you're scared of death.
Unfortunately, Torek is feeling like we're running out of time on absolutely everything else, so...
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
We got time.
What was that?
I was like-
Yeah,
I was like, we are running out of time, but we never have
It's,
not enough time to help a friend in
It-
need.
I think it's the guy that I told you about.
Oh, the one that you killed because you gave him the wrong aim.
Yeah.
Yeah, you caused that death.
Yeah, and I think he's now killed a bunch of innocent people.
Oh, that's not good.
So you're just gonna kill a guy.
No, wait, but if he's dead, then how's he killing innocent people?
I think he might be a vampire.
Oh, I don't mess with that kind of stuff. I'm not gonna lie.
I'll do anything to help a friend, no.
I'm not
no,
gonna lie.
absolutely not.
I'm actually quite, bloodsuckers and all that. Like it's.
No, that's, I mean, if you're saying that you think you guys are low on time and you don't really like this, if you want to come kill this with me, Lubnub, you can come kill it with me maybe, but like, I can probably
Oh,
deal with
yeah,
it on
sure.
my own.
Make me an intelligence check.
Leaf Stan, Suax, and Torek to
Here
kill
we go!
the muscle of the cult.
Oh, that's actually decent. That's at least an 18 depending on modifier. 19.
19. Vampires are notoriously one of the most difficult things to kill and have them stay dead. It's a hell of a claim to fame to be a vampire hunter.
Yeah, you're not fucking fighting this alone. I've got a rep to build because these people are fucking idiots. So I'm killing this.
I'm going to be really clear. I don't know if I can kill it. I'm just going to deal with this situation.
Don't you have the
No.
disintegration blade?
We're going to do a talk here.
As
You don't
they
know-
say, disintegration blade, make me an intelligence check.
I've got some spells. I can do some.
It's the blood.
Oh, no.
A 1. That'll probably work.
Blood.
Like,
There's no blood.
I've got some
No,
spells.
your intelligence was pretty good. I'll let you have that.
Our blade boils the blood. Vampires don't have blood.
Where does it all go?
I assume they piss most
Something
of
to
it.
do with life force or something like that.
Point is, these things are hard to kill. I'm gonna kill it. Simple. I don't see anything complicated here.
Zurax,
Apart from the fact that it is
can you
undead vampire.
cure vampirism?
Not right now.
I might though.
Okay, put it this way: can it survive not having a head?
If you've got the same spells that I have, no. Can it survive not having a head? Well, it takes a particular set of things to actually kill one of these things. It's not as...
Who brings them all out?
I'll easily say, I think Zuak would probably know how to kill a vampire. I'll let you use your player knowledge.
It's not straight up, oh, we can just rock up and behead this thing, because high chance it's going to go back to where its tomb is.
Which apparently is fuck ton miles away.
Yeah, but is there...
I will clarify, it is not a tomb. It's a movable coffin.
It's wherever it's resting place.
Is there a way though that the
I
thing
hope
you've
the
done
Monday
with those
guys
other
are still
people,
watching, honestly.
the thing you've done with those other people, where you've sent them to your god?
It would not work on an undead like a vampire. There's no soul left.
Charm doesn't.
There isn't.
Most undead are immune to charm entirely.
So
There's nothing I
fucking
could do to save them at this moment in time.
Would be ineffectual.
It's going to take a lot more magic than I am able to muster. The best I could do to help you is I can create sunlight. It'll help weaken. You're still going to have to kill the goddamn thing, and I would like to be nowhere near it.
Roll me a religion check.
Again, I hope the Monday guys are watching because we have the thing to kill a vampire. At least how we did it in that campaign over and over again, sitting to my right. But I won't further metagame.
what?
You're looking at me, I'm not going to let him metagame. He said no.
No, it's just I mean.
6.
All I know is moonbeams.
That's all I know.
You've heard bits and pieces of like sunlight doesn't just weaken, it does deal damage, and it's supposedly one of the things that might permanently kill.
So look, you're telling me I can't just cut its head off because it's going to go back. Why don't I just hold it while it's trying to walk back?
Well,
I could
no.
moonbeam it.
What do you mean no?
because no, it disintegrates.
Good.
It,
Being a very bad player.
it becomes incorporeal. You can't. I haven't fought many vampires.
God,
This
being
is
a very
all
bad
I've read.
party
So
member.
supposedly,
So you're saying when I kill it, it changes form
It-
into some sort of ghost?
it'll be very difficult for you to grab a hold of something that kind of disappears or transforms.
Could I?
And
I-
at the end of the day,
moonbeam. I could moon.
Moonbeam can help.
I could use. It would. I mean.
I think that would be very useful if we could get to its tomb. We could stop it that way. Or its
Ghost rabbit in corporeal form?
I'm not going to lie, Staniel, I'm not sure.
Stop giving me negatives and start giving me ways to actually kill this thing.
Well,
We jump it.
You would know a lot of the traditional ones.
so, stake to the heart, religious...
Points out the big stake on the end of his law armour.
Wooden stake to the heart.
Wooden stake to the heart.
Get a sharp stick.
You can get a sharp stick. Beheading can help, but again, it will take a combination of beheading, stake to the heart, sunlight,
So what you're telling me is
or stake to the heart, beheading, sunlight. That's another.
fine, we'll just do that. Get me
Or
a sharp
sunlight,
stick.
stake to the heart, beheading. Any of those combinations will really
Fine, everyone get a sharp stick who likes to stab things.
I think I could do that.
Again,
We'll beat it over and over again until we get it.
the older they are, the stronger they can become. I have never fought a vampire.
Fine, but you know what? How old is this guy? When did you kill him?
How do we save him though?
The stories never tell about
Roll
them.
me, it would be either Arcana, Religion, or Nature.
I rolled a 6 on mine, so I'm not rolling that.
I'm hearing a lot of cock blocking here, not hearing a lot of go to it.
It is I believe it's 14, but let me double check.
The best way we
Yeah,
can save
a
them.
14 in Arcana.
There's Papa G.
So
It's always such a spend
On a
an entire
14.
campaign killing vampires.
you would know that once if they're a vampire thrall, you would be able to cure that. But once their soul has left their body, and once they are just the husk of something that used to be alive, there is no cure beyond sending the soul back to wherever the plane of the, like, what's happened is a soul has become attached to a corpse. If you remove that corpse, the soul can move on to whatever afterlife it was supposed to. But there's no way to make that soul come back into a corpse.
But the soul will
beyond
go, if we kill the vampire body,
the soul will move on.
Okay.
He'll move
But
on.
once a body has been made undead, you can no longer revive
There's
that
no
with
way to
Okay.
any spells.
Well, I'm gonna say I'm
Unless
asking.
you
I
can
will
asking.
say beyond the spell resurrection,
Because it's a new body.
because that's a brand new body, or true revivify, which is, or rather true resurrection, which is a 9th level spell of a creature that has been dead for less than
I
a
just want
century.
I want the soul to go where it's supposed to go. So if
Yeah,
I
we
if I
just
know that that's
easiest-
gonna happen,
we just
then
The
we can
easiest
kill
way
it.
to get that to happen in terms of vampirism is to completely destroy the body and make sure that it does not go back to its coffin once it's destroyed. Because when you kill a vampire, it will turn to mist and make its way back to its coffin, reform
So we would need
within
to destroy
1
it
week.
change
and the
form.
coffin.
We would have to
Yeah.
defeat it, find its coffin, and while it's in its coffin, finish it off. And the best way to do that is to drag him out in the sunlight. Or
And for the record,
Stake 'em in
if
the
you
heart.
just destroy the coffin, they will kind of just psychically know that they no longer have a resting place and build a new one. They don't have to be it doesn't have to be the coffin that they are buried in or any magic things like that. They just need a coffin.
so we must find him, kill him, find his coffin, and basically drag him out in the sunlight or stake him in the heart while he's trying to reform.
I mean, I think so.
Or behead him, or any combination of the three. I would like to do the three.
I'm gonna we're still in the castle,
I'm not
aren't
hearing
we?
any issues here.
I'm gonna be looking around. I'm gonna find a chair or something.
Hit
I'm gonna walk over and break
I like
it so that I have a
that.
wooden item.
You have like a big wooden stick.
I'm gonna have one wooden stick and I'm gonna turn to the group and go, I don't think you guys have time for this. I'll deal with it.
It
Definitely doesn't think she can deal with it.
No, you're not.
But it's
doing
trying
it.
to be like, I'll
Can I
deal
grab a
with it.
leg
it's
and I'm
fine.
going to start sharpening it with my maul?
I'm
Yeah,
gonna-
it's not even sharp. I'm just like, I'll deal with this.
I'm gonna start struggling to get a leg off. I'm like, can
You
you?
can't assume a different form until it leaves the spell's light.
We're here together. We'll do it.
Do you want to say that again? Because it sounds like Thor had the thing he was talking about.
We're all like, and you have my stake.
My with Moonbeam, my
I can
a
bless
shape
weapons.
changer makes a saving throw with disadvantage if it fails. I don't know how to explain this. And
You would know that mechanically, should an entity that transforms upon death die within Moonbeam, it would be unable to make that transformation. It would be destroyed entirely.
So it wouldn't be able to resurrect in
So
its
we've
coffin.
got that as an
As
option.
long as it died within the confines of Moonbeam.
So we've
So
either
that
got-
may or may not have been the thing, but Kieran said he wasn't going to metagame over.
yeah.
Since you've already got
but it
one
is Tor's
correct
favourite
answer,
spell.
We've got Moonbeam.
should that
he
mist
knows that-
ever transfer while travelling into direct sunlight, or say magical sunlight, it is also instantly destroyed.
Which I'm capable of casting.
So if a ray of
Right, so-
genuine sunlight touches the mist while it's travelling,
the best way to kill
that
it,
destroys it instantly.
the best way to kill it is to get into where its coffin is, where its resting place is, and fight it there. So we can
not just have
guarantee it
Moonbeam.
doesn't.
You would
attack.
also know that Stake to the
At all
Heart
times.
in 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons
Further than-
doesn't instantly kill a vampire, it paralyses it until the stake is removed.
So what is the mechanic for getting a stake into the heart?
It's easiest done while it's asleep in the coffin during the day.
Okay.
Stabby,
But
stabby.
there are, like, if you get it below a certain hit point threshold, it would be a grapple check, and then it would be a saving throw on its part to defend itself from the...
We've got options. We can fight a vampire pretty.
Do you guys want to try and deal with this ASAP?
Yes.
Should
You know
I,
what?
should I just cast ascending to this person and say that I'm gonna meet
Yes,
them? And
do
then
it.
you
1v1.
guys can.
Well, not one we want.
Be
Right,
there.
right. Say it's 1v1. I'm definitely not bringing a group of friends who are going to help jump you.
I'm not going to say
Where
that.
where is your coffin?
I'm not going to say that. either.
unaccompanied.
Call the bitch out.
Uh,
Tell him he was fucking shit and that's why he's dead.
Best option though is
Give me the mic, I'll say
if
it.
we want to guarantee it's fully dead and it's not going to come back, is find its coffin. It can't be.
I don't know how we can do that though.
I will kill it, it will go to its coffin, we follow it to its coffin.
It can't.
We're
be,
overthinking this. keep killing it until it doesn't get up.
I don't think that's how it works.
You're thinking, stop it. He's already said he's going to hit it with a spell. You said you can make sunlight.
Okay.
I'm confident I can kill it.
Is it during the day right now, or is it during the day?
In daytime. It's like 2 p.m.
I'm gonna go.
Oh,
I have a.
He's a
I have
paladin,
an idea,
as I point to Stan.
and I'm
Oh, yes.
gonna cast scrying.
Cast scrying.
Why is she
Let me
crying?
look up the save DCs for
I'll
scrying.
read it to
Yeah,
you.
that
So it's a
Moving
wisdom
this time, we
save,
spend an entire
and it
campaign
says you can
killing
see and hear a
vampires.
particular creature you choose that's on the same plane as
of
existence as you. The target must make a wisdom saving throw, which is modified by how well you know the target and the sort of physical
Monday, D&D.
connection you have to it. If a target knows you're casting the spell,
Toric and
it
his
can save the
favourite
the
little
saving
spell.
throw if it wants to be observed.
Oh no, I was going to
but
use Spotlight. there,
I'm
but then
gonna-
I-
if I I've now read this. If Nyla would have known how her spell works, yeah, I'm gonna go
Probably
down
not.
to the dungeons and touch
I need to reread
where
them.
he's written the message to me
Mhm.
to see if that
You would recognise that as not his possession.
it's not his possession, but like
Do you still
I'm
have
trying
the
to see
coin
if
he
it's
gave you
like-
when you murdered him?
if I'm familiar with them at all.
You would have first-hand knowledge, which would mean you would get the +0 as opposed to the +5, which would be if you had only heard of him.
Okay.
Unless you like maybe a medicine check.
You also have his. No, the letter was
16.
from
If he
Edward.
were to use his fingernail to carve these messages or something, there might be some part of his body left in the wound.
I was more kind of thinking
Nom
that
nom.
the teeth
Take a
marks,
spatchcock.
like the body, he might have left something like.
Let Zoax
Make
do
me,
his
make me an
work.
investigation to see if you can find any type of body part or.
Residue.
To be
I don't
clear,
know
if
what
we're
my
leaving
investigation
Henry-
is.
He is left under guard with no visitors allowed unless it's the royals. And he's not to
15
leave.
for investigation.
Can I assist with my
Sure,
level
take advantage.
of doctory knowledge?
Doctory knowledge.
No, still 15.
Sure. You don't find anything other than like you guess there might have been saliva at some point, but it's long dried.
Nom
Yeah.
nom nom.
So I'm making a wisdom save with +0. What's my DC?
17.
Ooga booga.
As you cast the spell, it does take 10 minutes. So you're ritually casting this spell.
Like, for example, tiny huts.
It does require the use of something shiny to look into.
Ooh.
So what object is Nilathria using that is shiny?
I take off my own chest plate and look at it.
So you're looking through the reflection of your chest plate as you start to see it ripple, and you see an image of a person you recognise as what has become of the person you sold that blade to all those days ago.
Days.
Yeah, it was like 2
Yeah, it was
days
3
ago.
weeks ago.
Yeah, I once
It was
killed a
within
man.
5 years.
It was
We'll
5 days
Yeah.
ago.
I once did this
It
horrible
was literally
thing.
just before
It
we
was
showed
like
up.
a week before I met you.
All
No,
those years
it was a
ago,
couple of years ago.
It was last
lying in a
Tuesday.
coffin. You can see that he's in an area that seems to be underground at this point. Looks to be some
in
sort
the
of
fucking
basement
sewer.
or cellar. You can see wine bottles looking around. You can see that there is like food rations, wheels of cheese, bread, that type of thing. It looks to be that he is living
In the
somewhere.
tavern you spent 3 days in.
He looks to be living somewhere where there is a lot of food being sold.
Okay. Can I try to work out how much food in terms of like, obviously like a barracks would have like a crazy amount of food for a lot of people,
Okay,
or
maybe
like
maybe
a small restaurant would
I
have
will
less.
say
Blah blah blah.
perception.
Oh my god, look at Stan. He works in kitchens.
Ah. He'll bring us to his first workplace.
15.
Given the amount of wine to food ratio, you would guess this is either a bar or an inn.
Okay. So he's in a bar, and is there any logos and stuff on like the barrels
I
or
was about to
something?
say that would be
You
a
don't
good
see
thing.
any kinds of logos for like a bar logo, but you can see brands of alcohol.
That's
on
kind
some
of what
of
I'm
the
looking for,
kegs.
because some places are known for like a specific beer or whatever.
Nothing springs to mind when you're looking at them all. You've seen these brands about the city.
Different.
You notice that some of them are like local brewers that just seem to be supplying a lot to everywhere.
Can only she see the image?
No.
Yeah, oh, well, we can see it in the play as well.
Yeah, it's a rippling image on her shining breastplate.
Then could I ask,
Can I?
would Stan recognise the storeroom from his history as a chef?
Ooh.
And would I recognise it from my history of...
Both of you make me a
Working.
history
Debt
check.
collecting.
Yeah, because Edward and Elwyn own a shit ton of these arseholes.
Toric and I are glad to be here.
History check, yeah.
History, yeah.
About to come and collapse the two of them, I'm hoping.
Well, it fell outside, so
Right,
I have to
you
roll
do.
again. Only a 13.
And Stan,
20.
is he here?
Stan.
Has he died?
Oh no.
Daniel.
No, Staniel.
Daniel, we can't hear you.
Daniel, text us.
Staniel!
Stan doesn't appear to be here.
He must have fallen asleep.
We'll go with a 13 for now. It is ringing a bell. If you're honest with yourself, you're looking at it, you reckon you might have seen this somewhere.
I'm pretty confident I've barred someone in there before.
Yeah, but how many of the local bars have you battered folk in?
You want me to answer that truthfully?
Is it a good few? Yeah.
I could count on one hand the bars I haven't barred someone in.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're being truthful today.
I mean,
Can I look and see what foods they have?
Sure,
That,
it looks
cause
like,
that again is quite...
it looks like mostly bread and cheese.
So like a wine bar. There's a lot of wine and there's a lot of bread
A
and
lot
cheese.
of wine, there's a lot of bread, and there's a lot of cheese.
Okay.
does
Wine.
Toric have any idea from having lived in this
Oh yeah, you could have
city?
ratted places. You would be down in the basement.
I'll let you take a history check on that.
Yippee!
Do it, brother.
Roll better than us.
Hey, 19 plus...
It's Ariadne's house.
Plus 2, that's a
Let's see if it ends
21.
up being
It's
an
not
Ariadne's
Ariadne's
house.
house.
That was my panic as
That would
well. I
be
wouldn't lie.
That was my big thing as well, because if people think that that's where they're to send their mail, it wouldn't take
Yeah,
them very
I was like,
much to
oh
find
no.
that.
No, because he would have sent the dead
I was
bodies to
scared of
her.
that. I was like,
And then-
oh no.
And then we need to rock up
My
and
wife.
protect Ariadne, because there ain't no way I'm letting her get drained by a
That was
vampire.
21.
On a 21, you're looking about there and you don't see anything that's identifying as like a brand or whatever, but there is a huge part of you that's
A
like,
huge
I've
rat.
ratted in this place before.
It's Keith's home.
As you're looking, you reckon one of the rats on your person, you cannot remember which one you found in this location.
Ask them.
Yeah, I'm gonna like... Come, my babies.
Like 8 rats unfurl themselves from...
Hey, buddies. Can you have a look at this and just... Do any of you recognise it?
Lizard speaks up.
Oh, my darling!
Oh yeah, I was there. I've been there.
Oh, yeah? Can you
Yeah,
bring
man.
us to it?
Sure.
Yeah?
It's I mean, it's not far from where we were, really.
Okay. Oh, that's really annoying. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah? Do you...
I think
okay.
I think the picture, it was like the sun coming over a mountain.
Okay, okay.
The Crimson Dawn! It's back to the cult!
Does that ring any bells?
As he says it, Lubnub would immediately recognise that as the Rising Sun Inn. It is a
Excellent.
wine and cheese bar.
Oh yeah, I fucked Dave up in there.
It's located in the Light Quarter,
Right.
which is just outside the city walls.
You met Dave?
I love lizards so much.
Yeah, man, he came over to my thingy once ago, you know, he's Asby.
Is this what we're doing now? Are we going to go right now?
Real issue with gambling, though. He's got problems.
We go right
What
now.
do you think
You
about
cast
Well, you have
your light spell.
Uh-huh.
You have a light spell. We
No.
stab him in the heart.
Not prepared right
I
now.
thought you were telling me I have a light spell.
I have the
fuck.
capabilities of doing it, not right now.
Let's go kill the
Yeah, but he might leave his.
It's during the day. How long have we got until nightfall?
It's like 2 p.m. I said.
Nice.
Okay,
Let's
so
go
we
kick
go.
his ass.
We go just now.
I'll
Yeah.
drag him into the sun myself.
Yeah, we
I
can
give
go-
Lizard a
go kick
kiss,
his ass
and I
if he's
give.
there.
I think I give all of them like I put them back
No,
into
no,
the
Love
bag
Nub's here.
and
Fuck
just like
off.
open a whole sandwich and just
No,
let
that's
them
right.
feed upon it.
Yeah, they do. They
We're in the
devour
basement.
the
Let's kick his
sandwich.
ass.
I'm gonna go to the highest ranking guard that I can find within like a 5-minute search,
Okay.
and I'm gonna be like, "Hello,
Ah, hello.
I have
How
a
can I help?
very, very important matter.
Of course.
We have to go deal with something which could be a threat to people, but we
I
think
knew
we
it
can
came
deal
back
with it
here.
quite haste.
Very well.
I'm
Toilet's
going to
just
need
as
some
old
sort
as
of
fuck, but
warrant
beyond that.
to boot everyone out of a wine and cheese bar for their own safety while we deal with something.
I can arrange something of that.
Could you get it like rapid? I think we need to go like right now.
Sure, give me 10 minutes.
Thank you.
He literally, you watch him go away, and like 5-10 minutes later he comes back with a written warrant signed by King Tommen.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
There you go.
I got a feeling
Authority
it's
to
gonna
evacuate a bar.
Perfect.
You notice it just says a bar.
Okay.
This looks reusable.
Nope.
that does
No,
look.
I'm gonna keep this.
I'm not gonna lie, if we are not asked to give that back,
It's gonna be a problem. We're gonna evacuate everyone.
that's gonna be an issue.
That sounds like free booze.
Yeah.
Oh, we could get full ins for Stan to just chef in.
Yeah, man.
Oh, we can get him a restaurant.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Right.
man.
So anyway, we go kick a
I'm
vampire's
gonna
ass.
sharpen 2 wooden stakes.
No problem.
Put them in my waist belt or whatever. Put my plate back
I'm
on.
not sure.
In
So-
view of the giant bag of coins.
You take about an hour to walk over.
Could I cast Shillelagh on mistake?
Sure.
Nice.
Yeah. How long does that last?
I'm on the back.
Stan!
Stands back.
Stan, we found the
alive.
vampire.
It's melee attack.
And potentially a way to
So
get
it's
you a
melee attack
restaurant.
cantrip.
Oh, but it just lasts
Aw.
as long as you're casting it.
Anytime I cast it, I can make a melee
Yeah,
attack.
yeah, no problem.
This is a good time to have resistance in the
I'm a
pocket.
Shillelagh.
So,
Yeah.
you make your way over to the Rising Sun Inn, and that's what we're going to call it. For
Oh,
this week.
you
Oh, mine. Stand, all 5 of us standing outside with our sharpened stakes.
And a warrant. So,
then.
thank you very much for tuning in this week. I hope everyone had a wonderful day. Hope everyone enjoyed the session. Thank you very much again. Bye.
The last bit, Chantar.
Bye.
Bye.